Morning, everyone. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're all doing good. Maybe some of you caught the flush overnight. Maybe some of you caught that little bid back up. But we're in that range, which I said to you yesterday, I really don't want to participate in here. It's going to be really tough in here. Again, market's showing you in here what it likes to do, okay? And we're going to talk about what's happened yesterday and what's going on right now. But as you can see, when we're in here, all right, look above and fail, and yesterday was another look below and fail. We cannot deny it. Sellers had the chance to come and take out these swings. They failed to complete the full move. We've bid back inside, and we're right back to where we started. And we've been pinned in here. I mean, you could argue since the 12th of Feb. I would say even earlier. I'd say from, Feb 4th. All right, we've been pinned in here. We cannot move outside of this range, which is basically 25,050 down to 24,700. All right, that's the range. That's the chop. All right, this is the build out of liquidity. Can't get going. All right, technically speaking, we're still bearish because we have still trapped participants overhead, but this is noteworthy. All right, we cannot ignore that. They had the chance to sell. They've reclaimed. All right, what we had down here is one of the biggest put walls in history. Now, if you want to understand that, it's because people or hedge funds are concerned about the big sell. All right, so they're buying lots and lots and lots and lots of puts. And down here yesterday, we were very close to waterfall movement. All right, don't get it twisted. We were very close to a waterfall moment where you would have seen a big liquidation break and probably a very big squeeze and play back up, back down to these 24,000s. But they saved it, and that's all that matters. They saved it, and we're back in range. So for me now, I have a bit less bias, possibly even an upside drift to come to the other side of the range now, but probably missed the dip moments. But we just have to pay attention to maybe some of these nodes here and these gamma levels. All right, so we're neutral here at 890. This is your sort of over under for the higher time frames. All right, you can see we came down towards this 270, couldn't quite get there. All right, we bid off 475 yesterday, reclaimed 685, which is what I'm calling 700, and we're back towards 900s. Right, over 900, squeeze to 100, and over that a breakout possible, and we're going to go over that, and I'd be looking at 300 if we go for that breakout. All right, no, guys, okay, really simple. Stop asking questions very early in the morning when I'm trying to help you already. We're not going over what you want. You learn to go over what you want. All right, I'm getting tired of chat at the moment. I'm trying to help you guys, and you just want more and more and more. Be grateful for what I go over. Okay, into the balance range. You can see Alex's burnout starting to play evident with chat. Me already. All right. Here's the range from the last, I don't know, month plus. All right. Value area high, value area low. Inside, we auctioned down, we auctioned flat. This week, we've auctioned lower and returned back in. All right. We're already reclaiming a 2-week balance. Here is the 2-week balance. So what would my bias be right now? Any dips into sort of 7 and 8s which start to hold, potentially to complete the rotation back to the other side of the range. All right, any dips that hold potentially to complete the rotation. Do I like that play? No, I absolutely hate that play, if I'm honest. I think it's very risky because the swing points are here right now on a sell, and this can still be an extended 2-leg which sells. So it's very risky, but we cannot deny that this level here is going to become important. They've already done it. I mean, that first dip's always the best. That first one in, if any of you took that, was very good into previous week value area low, right, after a breakout. That dip there is good. And now it's just a question of, can we complete this move up to 25,000 and 25,100? So at the open, I'll be watching. Do they go straight squeeze, or do they dip back in and hold that same level for that move up? A break over, all right, let's talk about this. A break over 100, we have squeeze potential because we're so thin. All right, we're so thin. So I'd be watching squeeze potential. In fact, we can change this slightly to make sure we have this whole block in. All right, a break over 100 or a break and retest, either way, Where's my little drawing tool gone? All right, if we keep squeezing, a break and hold, all right, then I'd expect to revisit all the way up here. All right, the old naked point of control is not naked anymore, but it is an old point of control from what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in the current week. 1, 2, 3, 4 from 4 weeks ago. We've already tested it, so it's not naked. We can see it's big resistance. Last time I came up there, we sold from there. So potentially break out and go through here. Also, we are the other side of the range. So potentially failed, look above, back inside, and then what? Right back down to the other side. Okay, so this is what we're in. This is why I said I really didn't want the market to come up here without cleaning all this up first, because now this is very possible. Very, very possible. So those of you who like range trading, maybe today sets up something really nice for you. I will be watching, I'm just going to make this really clear, I will be watching dips in towards 800 to, what's this sort of node here, 740, 750. I'll be watching dips here to see if it holds. If sellers come in aggressive here and get absorbed, I'll be looking potentially to get long. I might even ignore the whole thing today. I'll see. Potentially to get long for that move. If sellers have their way, all right, and we get stuck under here, then from 8s and 750s, there's a rotation down to 6s. Under 6s, there's a rotation down to 5s again. All right, so both of these are all possible. And you might be like, why is he drawing so many things out? Because we're in a range. You cannot deny we're in a range, and we've been here a long time. Very possible right now with the flows we go upside drift, but we will see. No, just delete that one. Let's get that back on. The other side, the other thing we need to be aware of is software has started lifting the last few days. All right, and we are long software, as we know. Our swing account's paying very nice, so we're long software, and that started to lift. So maybe seeing a rotation back into those weaker names like Oracle and Netflix and God, why can't my brain think? Hood and all these things which are starting to lift. All right, so if you want to see the exposure levels into the open, this is what you're looking at. It's all right. So a bit of resistance here in towards 900, then 25,000, then 25.1. You can just mark those out if you want. They're slightly different, but they're marking up pretty well. Put support, not really anything until we drop down into 24.5s. I don't expect us to come there today unless we start failing these 7s. So let's see what 8s, I should say. Moving up, let's have a look at some of the other markets. All right, ES, same kind of story here. I'll put some gamma on for you so you can see that 0 DTE before open. Same story here. So held this box, all right, after the big wash. This is one of the biggest levels in history, one of the biggest put walls in history here, 710, which we were looking to attack yesterday. It held, it reclaimed. There's a higher low. There's another, and very possibly building liquidity. Now, we can see we're a bit thick here into 850. Through that, 900, right? 900 is where it's trying to get right now. 900 is where it's trying to get. We're technically negative gamma on ES, positive gamma on NQ right now, but we'll see that probably adjust at the open. Spiders going for this gap fill. All right, going for this gap fill up here from yesterday, it looks like. So we're trying to get back for that gap fill, which dates us back to the Monday cash gap. So that would be a move into 86s on the spiders. You can see they're trying to get over this level here, 92s. 86s and then 690s, which is your 900s, right? On the ESQs, same kind of thing. We're almost there for the gap fill, all right? We filled it to here, but cash gap for me is a bit higher. So watching really, does a dip get absorbed here for this move, or do they come right the way back down for that 600 level and dip off that? I don't think we'll come there off the open. Just gut feeling says we do shallow and push. And then if we have a fail breakout, then I think we come here. But we will just have to see. And this is now obviously not red. This should be blue now, right? Because we're over it, over under level. All right, got to get a move on here, get through everything. Dixie sort of peeling back after yesterday, after that big push up. All right. One of the biggest short interests in history on Dixie right now. All right. So everyone's short on Dixie down here and down here and down here. And guess what? We're getting a squeeze up to clear out. So we'll have to watch that over the next few days, all right? If everyone's, we talked about it in Discord last night, everyone's been very biased for the sell on Dixie and sell on the market, so it's a crowded market. So we get the squeezes back the other way. Gold, all right, peaked out into this level. We talked about this, how all buyers are caught over this level. All right, we drew it out numerous times. This is the only one I'd be more interested in the hedge, but you can see how thin we are up here, and it's just rejected this node. All right, so straight back down into value. I would say if it loses 200s today, all right, you'll get failed follow through under 120s, and it will come back down into this sort of sloppy range. If it holds 120 and 200s, then you've got a shot. Silver is a leave alone. That thing's dead. Absolutely dead. Night time silver. I just don't see it going back to anywhere near where it was. All right, mag. Apple trading sideways, all right, in a balance range here. So 2-day range here. So Monday, Tuesday coming into Wednesday, 2-day balance range here. No breakout above, no breakout below. So you're watching 60 to 66s. You can set price alerts there if you need. Amazon's starting to find a bid. Remember, we've got a little piece on Amazon right now, looking to see if we can start to lift here. Jesus, some massive orders come on the tape there. Starting to lift here. They're going to try and see if they can attack the other side of this range. A breakout of 12s really gets us to 13s and 15s. So starting to see it hold. So any dips that hold 07s today on Amazon look good. Any dips that hold 07s, you're looking for this lift into here. Lose 07s, and you're right back to where you started. All right, so we're starting to break this kind of move here. Goog, starting to do the same thing as Qs. It's just trying to do this gap fill. We have to see what happens up here. Do they sell this once they get up here back down to these 300s, or are we going to go for a continuation squeeze and clean out all these stops to 15s? All right, that would be for the end of the week, not in one day. I wouldn't have thought anyway. Meta, top side of the range. All right, there's the range. Look below and fail. Same story. Everything's just in a range right now. Zoom out. We've been here for a little while, haven't we? All right, back to early Feb. Rotation. So breakout and hold over 660, then you've got a shot, all right, of coming up to these next play. So watching that to see if it can get over 660 and hold on Meta. Microsoft, similar kind of story here. This is starting to catch a bid with software, all right. This has been oversold. This has definitely been oversold here. I am long in Microsoft. I'm willing to add into this. This is a long-term position. And we are definitely oversold here, 32% on this pullback. All right, if Microsoft can catch a bid, all right, look, they've got gamma down here, so I'm willing to add down into these, into 350s, and it might well come there. But I tell you what, if it starts bidding over 10s, we're going to come and attack 40s and 80s pretty quick. So I'm watching this level to see if we hold a bid or if we're going to wash and then trap and go again. That would be my preferred move, because that would mean NQ would do the move I want, but we're not getting it right now. So anyway, either way, swing's starting to pay. Nvidia, pretty good day yesterday, all right? Pretty good day yesterday. Didn't get anywhere near these 70s. We can see, though, we're still just ranging around, not really going anywhere, but we saved 70s, or well in front of 70s. 73s got saved on Monday, high low on Tuesday. Again, I'll just be somewhat cautious as we come up into here. Do they sell? So you're watching for a hold over 80s right now. We lose 80s, you could be going back to 75s, but might get a little trap over under and a push to 190s, which would be great for the market if we can do that. Maybe we'll move out of range. Tesla, what are we doing here? It's lost the 400s, which is not a good look on Tesla. This is the 400, so it needs to reclaim that. All right, reclaim that. We can go full 10s again into this chop zone here. Little pop over 400 and failure, and there's a loss right the way down to here. This is where they're pricing it in right now. So still in a downtrend. Doesn't look great for me, Tesla. Market's in a bit of a mess. Netflix, great day. All right, yesterday. We're up huge on this right now. All right, remember, we're long from down here, folks. We're up huge on this right now. Coming into a take profit area. I'm going to look to add on pullbacks into the 80s now. All right, I'm looking for pullbacks into here to add swing long to just keep holding this long term. Hood starting to break as well. All right, this is looking good. We've already paid ourselves in Hood. As we know, we came into this golden zone, as you can see. Oh, don't move that. So we're looking to see what Hood does. We already paid ourselves from this move here. We're starting to base. If we base out over 80, I'll look for this move here. Otherwise, I'll let it come back in a bit further, re-scoop it for the trap and go. And that should get you pretty much covered on all the swings that we're holding at the moment. That's better. I thought that looked a bit odd. There we go. I can see properly now. All right, so pretty clear what I'm looking for this morning. I'm looking to see if they're going to hold dips into sort of this area here. Anywhere from, I guess we could watch 830s, but really I'm watching down here. I want to see, do we come down here, hold a dip, or maybe even a trap and go, and come right the way back up into this level here, 25,000, or do we lose the bid here? And are we just going to give this whole thing back? I don't know. We're in a range. Want to be careful. These are my least favorite markets when we do this. All right, least favorite markets. Are we looking to short? Not really. I mean, if we fail at 25,000, 25,100, breakout and fail, maybe there's a turn back inside. Otherwise, I'm going to need to see this market really let go of some of its pivots, and we're not seeing that. The H1 is bullish. Right? The H1 has gone bullish, but we're still in a range. But we have certainly failed to break down yesterday, put in a high low yesterday or this morning. So we'll just see here, folks. We'll just see. Right, there's the dip into previous date value area high. They're already holding this and pushing it, being very aggressive here. MAG opening up mostly green. Let me get my charts ready. Missed this open already. Mostly green here on the MAG, other than Microsoft and Google. Rest of the MAG opening up nice and green. They're looking for this breakout and continuation here by the looks of it. They want to go straight up to 25,000. Yes, they do. Here they go. Straight up to 25,000 they're going. Or, yeah, 25k. So you could be long in this break here if you want. I've got a little piece on for this break. Moving stop up in the money. And we'll see if we can get up into here, 25k. And if they hold this, we can re-add. Otherwise, you cut this and you wait for a retest down here again. So breakout here, and they're looking to trade up into here at the moment. See if this pullback's willing to hold. Already paid myself a little bit. So they need to hold this pullback towards 900s now for a re-squeeze. Otherwise, we're going to collapse the whole thing back down again. No. Buyers getting a little caught here at the 30s. Here we come all the way back down. So they're going to have to hold this 900 kind of level for a re-squeeze up. And if they do that, they've got a shot. Otherwise, we give the whole move back down to the lows. Here's the 900 test. Nice hold there so far. It's very whippy. Sellers coming in here aggressively, and they're trying to get a wash under 900 to get back down to that New York Open. There's a yes trading up. Yeah, stuck at VWAP right now. Is the attempt to the push and break. They're going to have one more go at this. They need to break out now, otherwise they're going to get in trouble. Buyers definitely caught over 30, so we need to get the move over 30s, and then we'll re-squeeze this. Here we go. Lock a little bit more in here, just in case we get a bit washy. But I need to get over those 30s right now. I'm taking this off and just waiting for a second. Had a couple goes at that. Paid myself along the way. Man, this is choppy in here. Jeez. They want to lift it. They're trying to lift it, but there's buyers keep getting stuck at 30s. They want to get up to 25,000, but the buyers keep getting stuck at 30. So if they can't get a move soon, they might need to reload. They might need to come back down here and offer a reload after trapping shorts. Here we go. That's annoying. Got nothing on this now. You might get this move here, folks. If they can hold dips here and catch enough sellers. Sellers have just piled in at 20s and got themselves a little bit caught. It is choppy, I'm telling you, just even on the tape alone. It's fast moving and very choppy. They're trying to lift up to 990s now. There's lots of liquidity up there towards 25,000. They're trying to lift into this grey box. Previous weak point of control is where they want to go right now, but it's getting very, very choppy here. Struggling to get going there. Sellers coming back in, still being absorbed. Just very messy up here. I'd just be very careful. Like I said, I'm out of this now. I had a crack at it. They're trying to lift. You can see where they're trying to go. They want to go 25,000. Very clear they want to get up into here. It's very, very clear to me that's where they want to go. All right, 25.10 is gamma exposure. Previous weak point of control is pretty much 25,000 on the nose. That's where they want to go. They want to go and test that level. Here they go. Can they get any follow through? So sellers starting to absorb here at 60s. Again, I'm flat in this, folks, just to make that clear. I've had a go at it already. But that's where they're trying to get. They're trying to get that lift up. It's just whether they can complete the move. ES is not completing the move. MAG looks good, folks, all right? Tesla 2.66% up. NVIDIA 1.18% up. Microsoft 0.13% up. Meta 1.43% up. Google a third of a percent down. Amazon 1.35% up. Apple 0.18% up. Buyer just got caught there in front of 70. 69s. Oh, Ninja, what's going on? No, I can't see. Cannot see. Yeah, buyer just got caught there at 69s. Just be aware of that. Check the Qs here. Qs just coming short of that 608. That's a huge level. 608 and 610. So we're coming back for 605, maybe 603s on Qs. All the way back down we go. So failed to get the break. Back down to this level here. 890, we lose that, we go New York Open. We lose that, we come right down into 750s. Apple going green to red. I'm just going to wait now. This is the problem. Range rotation, right? So we just missed out on previous week point of control. Coming back down towards previous day value area high. Do they bid that like they did this morning? If not, we go inside yesterday's value. We all know what that means. I haven't put volume indicator on yet. We're only a couple minutes in today. I mean, if you want to... I'm starting to really struggle with chat, man. You're not going to get much edge from the first couple minutes. Yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you about the news today, did I? That is my fault. Sorry. Yeah, PMI at 9:45 and then ISM 10 o'clock. Beige book at 2 will be interesting. They will be actually looking at that. I won't be trading that. I've got to leave early today, folks. All right. So right into this gamma level. They're trying to hold this again. And the chop starts. We're in for it. This is why I really did not want to come into these levels yesterday. And like we said, they can afford a pullback right down to, I mean, that dip into towards 780s would be interesting down here. 750, 780s, if they come down there. ES seems weak. Yeah, definitely. It's about to fill its gap already. Definitely relative weakness in the ES. I'm guessing some sectors getting slapped around this morning. Probably healthcare or finances. Rejection of New York VWAP there. Point of control. So it looks like sellers are trying to come in and get a move back down towards New York Open here. But ES has pretty much closed its gap. 680, the level on SPY that they're looking to hold. So 680s is where they want to hold in SPY. They lose 680s. Like we said, we can start seeing that break lower. But we're just in a ginormous chop zone now. And it's not like a one-day chop zone. It's a 4-week chop zone. Yes, John. Yeah. You have to wait till end of day, mate. They'll email you end of day, or you can just log in end of day. What? Lights normally takes them about an hour to process it all, and then you'll be able to pay for activation. About an hour. Yeah, still trying to close that gap. Same on the spiders, trying to close the gap. Man. Yeah, Jordan, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you, mate. It's a stock pickers market right now. Honestly, it's a stock pickers market. I mean, I'm up so nice on Netflix. We're approaching 100 right now. It's trading at 99.50s. All right, we're along from the 70s. Like, we're up really nice in like all the swing positions. It's definitely a stock pickers market rather than an index market right now. It might be like that way for a little while, especially with midterms. It's not unusual for it to be a choppy year. Violent sideways action would not be unusual. All right, and we'll see if what I'm going to wait and see what happens here. All right, if we lose this area, then I'm going to think there's a travel down to 640s. All right, so I'm going to watch this kind of area here to see do they want to bid off it. All right, if they lose this, I'm not going to take the short. I'm going to wait to see if they want to bid off this or if we lose it for this transition here. ES now closed its gap. Right, ES has now closed its gap. Check the VIX. Here's one thing we didn't check, did we? All right, we're basing. Held a bit at 22s, which was yesterday's low. We're reclaiming 23s. Starts to get dangerous if we start to base over 23s, honestly. It will start to get dangerous if we base over 23s. So into that New York Open, they're bidding that New York Open, that blue line on the screen right now. So I'm going to wait to see if we come down here or if we base and hold. I'm not going to sort of do anything at the moment, not when we're in this choppy range. ES right into its close here, so 680s is the big level on SPY, 680. Do we come down into this, I wonder, and close the gap, or do we get divergence? Markets, tech's holding well today, so it's less reason for it to close the gap. We might get divergence here, but we'll see. News coming in 4 minutes. 3 minutes, sorry. Into previous day value area high. If we lose this, we're going to transition into previous day value, obviously. So they would want to bulls would really prefer to hold this previous day value area high if they're going to move value higher. Otherwise, we're going to come and check previous day point of control, which we've already checked overnight, which would mean basically a check of VWAP and previous day close. It would be efficient market. At the moment, feels like that's what's coming, doesn't it? Seller coming in here at the lows, 844s. Seller just came in there with size, got absorbed. Well, we're into that balance range. This is going to be pretty boring all the time we're in here. Warned you guys yesterday. If we come back in here, it's going to be a nightmare. Seller now stacking 875s. Microsoft gone green to red, Google red, Amazon gone green. Sorry, Apple gone green to red and starting to sell as well. So they're trying to hold value here. You can see they're desperate to hold value here because they know if they lose value, we go rotation. So they're trying to bid on previous day value area high. Buyer coming in here now with size. 174 lot. Fucking hell, the size here early is big. 174 lot just got stuck at 875 there. Yeah, watching paint dry. I mean, there's nothing to... I warned you guys. Like, if we came back into range, how much of a nightmare this market's going to be. it's told you. Like when we say look left, it's for a reason. This this is our take all your money. That's what this is. So we just got to wait and see, right? It's not ideal. It's really not ideal. Literally said yesterday I wasn't going to trade if we come up here. Yeah, I did. I just said it to my team this morning as well. Like, I'll think about dips if they hold, but it's the reason I say that is not just because of what's happened. It's my least favorite trade, right? I like the pro trend trade. This is, whoa, Jesus Christ! Look at this book. Holy smokes! Holy smokes! Talk about jumping around. What a battle here at 40s. Talk about jumping around. Yeah, it's my least favorite book. Least favorite play. I love continuation plays or pro trend plays, like when we leave volume and we're trading directional, right? Which is what we've been trying to do for the last few days. But you know, because there's so many people hedging, the V-shaped recoveries are really, really violent. I did give a little back yesterday. All right, I was very honest with my team. I gave a little back. I think it was towards the end of the day. I think it was on stream. I didn't trade after stream. It was towards the end of stream. Gave a little back, but still had a decent day. And we'll just have to see now. 180 lot just got absorbed there. They're trying to lift this again. So what happens now with ES is going to be key, right? It's just traveled underneath PDC. We just held the 680s. They might be game on for a squeeze here. Remember, the 680s, big level on the spiders. They might be game on for a squeeze if they can hold that and lift it. We are holding previous day's value area high, so there might be a move back to the top side of today, which is what they're trying to look for at the moment. So I'm watching this. Buyer last came in and got stuck here at 73. So this level's massive at 73s because we have huge delta outlying here. Over that, there's probably squeeze potential. Here we go. Let's see them. See if they can base and hold, and I'll get long. Nope, no base, no hold over 73. Sorry, 74 actually, technically. And I watch this. If they can hold over him, I'm going to think about getting long for the move back up to the other side of range. Starting to hold here, starting to look good. All right, I'm long. I've got a piece on, small size. Here we go. Right, next buyer was caught at 907, so I want to get through 907s and then look for high of day. Or 930s after 907s, so I'm going to respect VPOC. Here we go, 907s. Let's get through this, go 930s and then high of day. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's get 930s, 928s. Going to peel some off into here because we're in through VPOC, and then I'm looking for high of day. Come on, lift it. I'd love high of day here. Come on, lift it. You held the 680s on SPY. It's all we wanted. Come on. Gonna move my stop to break even here. About to take me out. Yep, out there on the runner. So that's all I could get. Still 50 odd points. It feels like nothing. Still 50 odd points for that move. Still 50 odd points. Hilarious. It feels like nothing in this market. Oh, they knocked me out to hold it. All right, if we base over this buyer, all right, then it's a good look. All right, if we base over this buyer right here, it's what I was talking about. So you guys can see this buyer right here, 74s. If we base over him, this is why I was selling some into this push here into VPOC. If we base over this guy, we've got a chance to lift. We must base over this guy. I wouldn't want it to come back down towards the lows because I don't actually love the auction at the lows. The auction at the lows is aggressive buying. It's not great, if I'm honest. It's the opposite of what I like to see. But the tape definitely shifted down there from heavy delta to positive delta. We're starting to lift again. Oh, I should have reloaded there, Alex. You should have reloaded there at 72s. Should have reloaded 72s there for this lift up. We just talked about it. Fuck me. Got caught teaching it instead of trading it. One day I'll learn. Start trading, stop teaching. God damn it. Oh, I'm frustrated with myself there. All right, ES failed on that last push to New York Open. But that was the target, right? Into 28s. So you could have taken 74s to 28s. You can still hold a runner here versus your entry to see if they can rotate high of day. I won't be taking it now, I don't think. Oh, it's tempting, though. It is tempting to be getting long here for this move. I think there is a shot. Amazon crossing 13s. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. All right. They've got a shot if they reload here for this move, but the move was here to here. And if they fail this, we can still close the gap on Qs. Let me just check Amazon. Sorry, I just had price alert go off. Oh, yeah, baby. We are off to the races. Nice. Swings on Amazon. Starting to pay, guys. Looking really good. Everyone who's long with me on those Amazon swings. Really good. We have to be patient for it. Nice. Am I short? No, I'm not short. I don't think you've heard me talk about a short yet today. I don't think I've even mentioned a short unless I see us come up either into here. All right, we would need to do some form, for me, either a push and a fail, or a clear out and a fail, or come under here and a rejection. I'm not going to get short in here. I'm long bias. This is chop, but I'm long bias in this range, right? Because we are pivoting up. It's choppy, but I'm long bias for a drift up to here. If we fail this, I'm short bias for the move back down to here. If we come under this and lose this, I'm short bias for the move down to here. In this range, I'm neutral, but more long. So like, I'm thinking it's choppy, but I'm long biased because of what the H1's done, right? I always call H1 like godlike for me. Just measure this out, see where we are on that H1, because we'll be well into golden zone. Oh, we're above it. Okay, great. They're still trying to hold this right now for that lift, aren't they? They're desperate to get that lift. They are desperate to get the lift here. You can see it. Back to value area high. So they're going to try and push this now for high of day. I don't know if they've got the juice, but that's what they're trying to do. I can only tell you what they're trying to do. I don't know if they've got the juice to do it, but that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you high of day here. They've got to get through this node here, 33s and 41s, and then you'll get high of day in 25,000 if they can do that. So if you're still long as you're paying yourself into this top node, and then you can see if they can get that move through. I'd say through sort of 27s. We keep trapping buyers up here, but I think there's probably a shove coming, especially if ES can get through VWAP and New York Open. It's got to get through VWAP and New York Open on the ES. That will really help NQ start lifting. It's trying to squeeze. It's really trying. They just need to let this thing just rip up now. Here it comes. You're going to get it, folks. You're going to get it, I think. Here it comes. It's coming for you. You should get this shove all the way up into here now. And if you get lucky, all the way up into 100s. So anyone who's stuck with that long, really good. Yeah, PMI in 6 minutes, I know. It's okay. So pay yourself some into value area high here, and then see if they can shove it up into this, into some of these up here for you. ES 640, yeah, that 640 is your New York Open and your New York VWAP. You get over 640, you will get relief. I would say you get over that, you get relief, as in relief higher. It's a big level. So you need to pay yourself some here in NQ and then hold the runners for the break towards 25,000, 25,100. Manage your positions into news. I'm not long, like I had a go at the long, got stopped out on the runner. It's okay. I will have to wait now for me. 25k, yeah, exactly, Raf. Very, very possible. Up here, previous week point of control. This is where they want to come to, here and here. If we think about what that's going to look like on a pivot on an H1, if we get that move, we talked about it pre-market. All right, we are trading into this thick level. All right, this is a 2-leg. We need to be careful as we come into here. You take profits. In here, we either get the breakout retest, we get a straight squeeze, or we get a failed breakout and a trade back inside. There are lots of stops up here into 25,100. So if they want to lift it today, if they've got the power to do this, they can take all these stops and then they can think about the reversal or the continuation if they're really going to go uber bullish today. And I'm just trying to be chill, honestly, because it's my least favorite kind of market, as we know, the churning markets, as I would call them, rotational markets. My least favorite. And I'm also burnt out. I'm going to level with you guys. I am so burnt out. You might have noticed my patience is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. This year has, without a doubt, been the hardest year of my life. It's not even close. I am burnt out. I have not had a day off this year. Dealing with too much stuff off the charts, and I'm mentally exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. All right, so I reckon my therapist is sick of me right now. She's probably like, this guy is on one. So I've just got to be careful with myself. I need to manage my mental fatigue. Have I considered taking a break? Absolutely, and I am considering it. I'm currently looking at a holiday. Yes, I need to go and sit on a beach for a week. My brain is fatigued. I need some healthy drinks. I wouldn't mind the old mushroom ceremony. Wouldn't go down amiss right now. And I'd love to get in the ocean and do some like snorkeling or something for a week. I think it'd be pretty healing. So I am probably going to do that later this month, folks. Start with music here. No, I'm still doing music. I've actually got track out this Friday under an alias with someone else. All right, so still chopping around in the chop range as we expect. But you got that drift up. You should have locked some in. And then you can see we've got news coming here. How long we've got left? 3 minutes till news. And this range is getting tight. All right, D-shaped profile here. Range is getting tight here. All right, that's your rotation. If we get acceptance over this, this is where they're coming. If they lose this, they're going to come for here and maybe all the way down here. So this is your rotation. I'm long bias. I'm sort of neutral but long. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm neutral overall in this like range, but I'm long thinking they want to get up into here. All right, so my bias is probably thinking they want to get up into here. All right, I'm not really going to look for shorts today unless we start getting explosive and trapping buyers and want to break down. Shorts had their opportunity yesterday. Maybe end of the week we will get some short plays come back in, but we're just going to have to see. It's a dynamic market. It's moving on sort of black swan events right now. Dubai's getting hit right now. What again? I think that's weighed heavy on me, very heavy on me, given some of you will know where I'm actually from. And I've got friends and family in Cairo and Lebanon. Cairo not too bad right now, but I've got friends in Lebanon, and his wife is out there right now with the kid, and they cannot get out. All right, they are stuck there. And if any of you have been to Lebanon, you will know the roads into the airport are controlled by Hezbollah, and you cannot get there right now. So, I mean, that's stressful for me. I've got friends in Jordan. I've got many, many friends in Dubai, and I'm staying off the internet because some of the comments I'm seeing from people who can't even point out where these places are on a map, you know, well, you deserve it for being in a tax-free country and all this shit. Shut the fuck up. No one asked for this. No one. People were happily going about their lives, right? No one asked for any of this. So it's just... Mankind, man. I don't know. We haven't learned anything. We're just so barbaric. All that changes is the type of weapons. Well, Dubai might not be as bad as the news, but I'm telling you what, being in Beirut's not very fun right now. Yeah, Bibi asked for it. Of course he did. We all know what he's like. Anyways, let's keep that out of it. Anyway, all I'm saying is that's probably had an effect on me as well. All right, news coming here. 2 seconds, 1 second. Like I said, I think it will lift. There's the lift. They're going to come up for that 25,000. They're looking for it. They're looking to fill the 25k. That's all they want to do. Can they get 25k and then 25,100? So that's the push to the top side of range. We just tapped high of day there, or in the New York session high of day. So it's your opening range. And they're trying to get up into here, folks. It's where they want to go. So if you're still long, you look good. And then you can look for 25,100 if we start breaking 25,000. So it looks good now. The break's on here. There is a break on here for higher. This is what we've talked about. Sellers are coming in up here. If they absorb these sellers, there is a break on for higher. You can see all the orders above me on Bookmap. 990, 25,000, 2501, 2510. And gamma level is up to 2510. Once we get over that, 25,100. So this is the move we talked about. It's probably going to lift up into here. So if you are long from these dips down here we were talking about, you look very, very good right now. Very, very good. Here you go. They're going to try and lift it. Guys, if you say anything pro any war, I will kick you straight out of this chat. Straight out. Any racism, anything anti any religion, anything pro any form of war, you're going out of this chat. I've got zero tolerance. You've been warned. That's all I'm saying. All right, coming up into here. So 25-1. So there's a 200 lot at 990, and then you lift through that. You're going to come and clear everyone out. Go long. I mean, the long's already been, right? The longs were dips down here. I mean, if you were very uber bullish, you'd be buying this dip right now into value area high of the session. You'd need to buy 44s, maybe down to 910s. But the long move that we were looking for it's gone. It's happened, right? Not like we haven't hit TP, the full TP, but like the dip that we were looking for this morning's happened. The morning dip. This move here, it's happened. You're holding value. I still think you're going to drift higher. So if you just wanted to buy that off value area high, it was legit. And then you're looking for this move 25,000 and above, maybe even 25,100 like we talked about. It's possible, folks. We've talked about it's possible. So far, failing to get above the opening range. I think it will come. I can't imagine they leave that liquidity up there. But you know what NQ's like the last few days? It's been a bit cheeky. It's been a bit cheeky. There's definitely a buyer caught up at 80s, 980s. There's a big lot up there. But I think we should clear out. But it depends how low they want to come first, if they're going to do a rotation first and then come back for it later. So back towards VPOC here. They're going to need to hold this, the buyers. Otherwise, we just wash down lower. Lower then. The chop continues. Look at this. Seriously? So we don't clear out on NQ anymore. We just leave levels. What a joke. It's amazing how NQ is doing this at the moment. You used to always clear out. Nowadays, we leave levels. We protect all the levels for the last 4 or 5 weeks since range. I find it quite incredible. But maybe that's just me. All the way down to 900. They might as well wash this all the way down to the lows now at this point. 890s. Mad. ES relative weakness not helping. Wow. It's insane, man. Insane the choppiness in here, how we never get any follow through in these levels. It's really insane to me how we don't clear out, but it's been like that for a while. I would be very, 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 very surprised if we don't go and do more damage higher, but hey. Who knows, NQ? You're just going to chop this range, eh? Buyers need to reclaim control over 40s here. It's a big wash. They will need to get over 40s and 50s. Otherwise, we're just going to chop all day long. All day long. ES cannot get over its New York Open. I tell you that. That's not a good look. All right, buyers need to get over 40s and 50s. Otherwise, there's a danger of a lower high here. Over 40s and 50s, they can go and revisit high of day. Still liquidity up. I still think we should go and clear out all this liquidity higher. I'm somewhat surprised that we haven't. Here's the 40s and 50s. They have to get over this and squeeze. Otherwise, this is potentially a lower high and they will fail. Right into value. Sellers trying to absorb price here. Can see it on the tape. But I think we should come and clear at 25,000. But we should have done it first move. And they didn't. So 40s and 50s, 40s and 50s, 40s and 50s. Can they get follow through? No. Sellers coming back in here again. Trying to protect the value area high here. ES trying to get back over that New York Open now. So maybe they're going to have a go here and come up to that 25,000 and maybe 25,100. Failing again, 40s and 50s. Oh, this is going to be fun to watch all day if we're just going to do this. Are we going to trade in a 100-point range all day now? It's not a bad auction at the top. It's actually a very good auction at the top because it's buyers caught up there. It's a very good auction at the top. Still think we can go through it, but it's actually a good auction. If you look at 81s, it's all buyers. But I still think we will come and clear out this liquidity. There's a reason it's up there. Here it goes. So finally, it's going to try and do it. They're just having to play deep washes before they go for stuff at the moment. So they're going to need to hold 50s now and reload for this move up. Can they hold 50s and reload for the move up is the question. ES looking much better here. Buyers will not want this under 37s. They will not want it under 37s. They're going to have to hold at least 37s. Otherwise, you go back into chop. So if they're going to complete this rotation, they must hold 37s. Looks good so far. They will just want that one big swipe up's all they need. But if they lose 37s, they're going to go back into chop range. They're trying to get this push. Good hold so far. They just got to come and lift, come and clear all these guys out, and then you're off to the races. ES now going, which is great. So ES is having a big shove up here, which is great. So I'll be watching for SPY. If they start lifting SPY through PDH, you're looking for 684s. Here it goes, folks. So we want to clear out all this liquidity above. I'm now long in this. This is my least favorite trade, though, but I'm long in this. I think we can clear out this liquidity above. We've got to go through 81s, which is where that buyer got caught, and then we should spike. Here we go. Come on, lift it now. Stop fucking around up here. Just one big swipe. Let's go. Let's go. Through high day, we should swipe. Through high day, we should swipe. Trying to hold on to my profits here for this spike up and swipe. I want to fill all these guys above. All these guys are just in one big move. Just go and fill them all in one big move. Thank you. There we go. So locking some in here. Runners now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. Really good. So almost at 25,000. Any pullback that holds 82s and 70s will probably be reloaded to complete the auction, but you should have paid yourself already. And we'll see if we can really start going now. ES starting to join in as well. Finally, the ES joining in. It's slowed this move down for us a bit today. Here we go, folks. Come on, let's go and have some fun with the runners. Can we get to 25 100s today? It'd be amazing. So 25.10 is a big gamma level, and then 25.95, so basically 100s. Here we go. Watching 25,000. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, 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 let's go. Don't get stuck here. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go. Here we go. Lift, 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 lift. Get through these guys and spike. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Big buy got caught at right on the money at 25,000. So we want to be careful here. We know it's a huge psychological level. Just in with runners now, looking for that explosion through 25k. Bye, darling. Perfect. I'll give you a call later. Here we go. Sellers adding at 25s. Just want to clear these guys out. ES about to break out high day. Then we can look for SPY into 684s, which will help us lift on here. Another buyer getting caught here at 25,000. We've got to get above 25,000 soon, or I'm going to cut the runner. We need to get above 25 soon because he keeps adding there with big size and we're not getting through it. Not through it. Last buyer came in here at 90. So if we come under 90, there's a flush that down to 70. Or maybe the imbalance at 80s. Is the imbalance at 80s. And if they flush this, they go 70s. So just a runner on for me. Failing there, there's 70s. If they let go of 70s, I'm all out. Yeah, out of this now. I'll wait to see if I need a reload or not. Nice absorption. Didn't want them to let go of these nodes here. Came a bit deeper than I'd like. They might come 40s. They're not going to, definitely not going to wait for that. So previous week point of control just missed, and this high just missed. I don't think we finished it. I think we will still move higher here. So, but I'm out of this now. That's a great absorption on that last pull down. But sellers coming in there under 80s, getting a little bit caught here. So I think we're going to move higher still. I don't think they're done with this. I really don't think we're done with this. I think we're going to see an explosion soon. They're building up so much liquidity here. Here we go. Come and clear it out. Here comes the explosion. Just get through all these guys. You can see them all stacking here. Once we get through that, it should get quite thin. Shame it didn't hold 70s for me to stay in this. That's very kind of you. Again, with the memberships. Second day in a row, I think. Very, very kind of you. So 25,000, you should be locking some in here, but I would be looking for higher. I think we can go 100s now. I think we can at least take out this liquidity above and then see if we can go 100s at this point. But lock some in here, maybe into 10s. And then here you go. Here's the move to 10s. This is the gamma level. So definitely lock some in here and then just see if you can get 100s on a drift now. So lock most in here and then see if you can get 100s on a drift. You see that gamma level playing up really well here into 10s. It's also previous day high, previous week close up here. So if we get through this, we're positive on the week, right? If we get through this, we're positive on the week. It's the weekly gap had been filled and means we go positive on the week. It's a massive level. And 100 is your next spot if we can get through this. The indicator, these are my flow zone pros, right? This is my indicator. This is mine. You can get it on my website, or a version of it comes for free with the course. All right, so the 10's getting stuck, like we talked about, that gamma level 10's getting stuck. It must lock a lot into that, right? This level here, 10's, you can see it right here. The 10's getting stuck. And then I was looking for 95s. If we got through it, we got stuck at 10's. And now you just got to wait. Oi. What's the number above 2510? 2590 095. Basically 100s. Basically this up here. It's where we're trying. I think the market's trying to lift to here. Now the reason for that is if we get up there, it can run the stops, right? So the market for me, this is why I said I'm like more bias upside now versus yesterday. I was thinking we could have a second leg failure. Once we reclaim this, you would have heard me say I'm not going to trade inside this. All right. Now that we've held this dip, right, that's your higher low. I think we're trying to run these guys out. All right. So these are all the swing stops. All right. If you were short from here. You probably took some here and your stops there. This is going to try and run these guys out. If we run those out, they become market buyers. Now, if they want to pair off with a sell, a market maker will be a passive seller here or a limit seller here, absorb this and run it back down. If they have decided we're going risk back on the market, then we're going to do this. All right. This is why I'm biased for that move up at the moment. One candle drops a massive lot of points. Yeah, your ATR is high in this market for sure. Like, yeah, it's 50 points. Like, it's really high. That's why I keep saying to you guys, size down. That's why I find it amazing. All these people commenting on my video about Apex, or I can never make the money. They've moved it up too high. The range in this market is fucking insane. It's insane. Like, to not be able to make $100 or $200 is not right. You absolutely can. And you're talking about in a day, it doesn't need to be in one trade. And all these other people being like, oh, they've got cap payouts now at 6 How many of you have actually got to 6 payouts? How many of you? So all these people moaning, I'm like, if you can't make $100 a day, there's no way you're getting 6 payouts, mate. There's just no way. People just got to calm down. Like, 150k accounts, 150k accounts, all right? In 30 days, if you took a payout every 5 days, which would be ridiculous, but if you did, you'd still make 400 grand. It's still a lot of money. And I tell you what, if you did that, they would move you to live. They would 100% move you to live. Okay, right, starting to get stuck at these 10s, aren't we? You can see sellers starting to stack here. I still think we can swipe up. I still think that's what the market wants to do. Definitely no shorts for me in this market. Not right now. ES breaking out really nice. So like we talked about, 684, SPY 684, then 685, right? So we held 680 this morning. Remember we talked about that on SPY. 680 hold, fill the gap. Then we probably go 684, 685. Here it comes. All right, so we're still looking for acceptance over 10s. We know 10s is a big level, and then right into this red box. So if you're still long, you look fantastic. Yeah, lots of big buying up here. There is lots of big buying up here, but we're not moving under those buys, are we? We keep lifting higher and higher and higher. So there's no short until we would let go of all of that volume. At the moment, very aggressive buying, and we keep drifting upside. VIX just got clapped at 23s and is all the way down at 21s. And I reckon it probably wants to go to 20 right now on the VIX. So once the VIX gets to 20s, will probably be when we get up here, and then there might be a short setting up for that pullback move. Alex, I got a payout yesterday, got a payout today. Thank you, appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, I took a couple payouts yesterday on Apex. I'm going to take a couple more today as well. And then maybe a TPT as well. Still lifting. They are still lifting. They're still looking to run this higher. Still think this has got more juice in it. It's going to keep squeezing this. It's not a day to be short right now. It's going to keep squeezing. Here it goes. All right, top side of this block. So 38s, and then you're looking for 100 and 150s. It's coming. Big old squeeze. Previous week open just got tagged. Here it goes. Really nice. If you're still in this long, you look great. Like I said, just try and hold on if you can get up to the 100s now. That's what I'd be looking for. Yes, Apex does let you use an LLC. Yes, you can group trade accounts with different prop firms. You need a trade copier. Affordable indicators is my recommended one. Okay, 21's here on the VIX. If we lose this, it goes 20s. And then I think we'll probably find a bid around there on the VIX. Somewhere between 20s and 19s. Here it comes. So you're almost there, folks. You're almost up into these 100s. And then I would be locking in money up here, guys. I'd really be locking in money at 100s. And if we base over 100s, right, if we break out over 100s and we base there, then I think there's a chance we rotate up to 25,280s today. What do I think about Lucid? I love Lucid. I absolutely love Lucid. I trade with Lucid. I think they're great. Here we go. Uppity, uppity. The squeeze is on. You look great here, guys. You look fantastic here, folks. Seller coming in here at 70s. I still think you're going to move higher. What's the indicator called? Affordable indicators. I'll post it for you. Yeah. Yeah, you'll get a bit of money off with that. Here it comes. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. That's why we're bullish bias today. Neutral to bullish, but thinking about a bullish lift of 25,100. You're almost there, folks. You are almost there. And this yellow block is where they think it will go gamma squeeze. All right. If we get through this yellow block, they can. If they get into the yellow block, we can go gamma squeeze. I would say even above this. I would say 280s are possible today if they really go mental. So you look fantastic. 85's now cleared out on the SPY. QQQ coming into that 610 level. You must be locking in some profits up into this, please. What a trade. What a trade. Can he believe I got knocked out of this? Can he believe? How can I tell if a seller or buyer is trapped? It's done by delta, what kind of order they are, and where price is versus their order. All right, so like now, we just had a 180 lot buyer come in at 70, and we're above 70, so he's not trapped. But I tell you what, we start playing below 70 and moving violently, we're going to go and test the last big seller who is down at 28 and then maybe even 15. So they've got they want to hold price above 70 here. Now some sellers are coming in here trying to sell through him and they're not succeeding. So we are still in a squeeze move higher. This is why we talked about the 100s today. We're almost there. So as long as you've paid yourself, you can just chill now and see what it's willing to do. But what price are we shorting? It's not a price. It's a level and then waiting to see what happens. Like I would need to see, all right, either a defend of this red box, right, or really something like that, all right, would be possible today. But otherwise, you can't just get short here because it's a red box. Because what happens when they go, oh, we're going to base here and go up to this level, which is possible today, right? We talked about it, right? It's possible. If we're going to go breakout, we're very thin in here, we can come and reprice this. So shorts need to either defend this or look above and fail, or we hold this, we will complete this move. Right? We talked about it pre-market. I talked about it yesterday for you guys. So I always talk about it. You've got to stick to a plan. Have to stick to plans. Your money's made when you plan the trade well, all right? And then if you plan the trade well, your chances of executing are much, much higher. If you can't plan the trade well, right, you're just pissing in the wind. You're quite literally pissing in the wind. What's the red box? It's supply, all right, dating back to Feb 11th, Feb 18th, Feb 20th, Feb 24th, Feb 26th, Feb 27th, and March 2nd. All right, but that's a lot of times. That doesn't mean it's thick. It means that we've come into it a lot of times, so we can just keep going if they want. This is what I'm saying. If they break out like over this level and hold, or if they break out over this and hold, they can come right up into this. That's what I keep talking about. You can't just get short because you're like, it's gone up enough. You cannot do that. I try and drill that out of you guys so much. You can't just be like, oh, I'm short because it's gone up too much. You cannot do that, folks. You cannot do that. All right, so we're testing this where this buyer came in last time. Remember, he came in at 70s. 180 lots came in at 70s. So they're trying to print above that. They want to hold buyers, that is, when I say they're trying to hold above his position because he has a 180 lot bid side, came in at 70s. If they lose that, we're quite thin down to 28s. Yeah, I mean, they have, the gamma levels have been insane recently. They have. Like, they just have. The options market are just, because we're in, I think it's more than now than ever the last week, because we're in sort of a potential black swan territory, right? The hedging taking place is massive because no one wants to get cooked. If you're net long, think about 99% of big traders are net long in the index, right? So they have to position puts as protection, and then this is what happens. We get net long and the puts get blown out. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we keep lift and lift and lift and lift. Hopefully that makes sense to you. It's like a cascading effect. All right, so you still look good. Here's the clear out of 100s, and I think top side of this box is possible. 140s, 150s. You still look great. Liam, I'm going to give you one moment to shut your mouth. Otherwise, you're gone. I warned everyone earlier. It's not funny, mate. Stuff like that. Absolute child. You've got one chance, mate. We don't say stupid shit like that in this chat. You're going to win the giveaway, are you? Not when you're banned, you're not. See ya. That backfired, didn't it? All right. Let's focus on the charts, folks. No, you must not be entering long now. You cannot enter long now. Definitely not. Remember the longs, we were looking at longs down here, even here. You cannot be long up here, right? This is right into the top side of this move. We might very well fail up here, folks. We very, very well might fail up here. Might do like one little shove more, clear out the top of this red box and fail. You do not want to be long up here. It is not the point to be long, a new money long. Definitely not. Remove that now. Definitely not. You can hold your longs up here, but you don't want to be a new money long up here. We're in squeeze territory here for sure. If they build out here, right, where would I, if they're going to be really nasty today, right, then they're going to do some little dip like this and then this move here, all right? That would be a nice build out. The higher they go without doing that, the more chance of failure it's going to, like a big failure it's going to have. I would say the higher they go without doing that kind of move, the more chance of a big failure it's going to have. That would be my thought process on it, because they will need to set a trap. They'll need to lure shorts in if they really want to move much higher. And we know this has been a very, very big defended range, but we've now cleared it all out. All right, so I'm going to make this gray now. All right, as in it's kind of more neutral at this point rather than a big red zone. The same on Ninja Trader. Where do I get gamma from? I use a place called Tanuki. It's quite expensive, but you know, I have a community, so I post it to my community each morning and each evening, and when it changes. So you know, just trying to help my team out. All right, initial balance now set. They are still in a giant squeeze out here. We're still moving higher. ES about to take out the highs as well. So we might see some failures up here, folks. You might start seeing this market chop around and fail. Doesn't mean it can't come up here, but I would not be a new money long. The only way I'd be long now is if they do some trap and go. Look at the squeeze since that last hold. So from 957s, all right, we're up another 200 points since that value area high hold, and we are just ripping and squeezing here. We kind of expected it today. We talked about it pre-market, what might happen. And hopefully I put it in the Discord. I'm pretty sure I did. All right, so this was the first move. We expected this into this level, which is where we are now, and we talked about getting over that level. We'll deal with it as and when we get there. We're now there. All right, so if we trap and hold now, we will keep lifting higher, but I would expect some sort of pullback in here coming. Well, it's probably going to come right now, especially if they lose 13s. And I'd be watching these kind of guys down here. Let's move this out of the way. All right, I'd be watching to see if they set sort of bear traps in and around these. If they want to get really nasty, that kind of move there. If they let go of this, all right, then a wash down to here is very, very plausible. Big old squeeze day. All right, there's imbalances here down towards 100. So we're testing this first little grey box. Did I not just put that on? I just imagined that. I literally just imagined that. I'm sure I just put one on here. Maybe not. First time with me and winner. Nice. Alex, at least you got 300 points today of the 400 you wanted yesterday. I mean, yesterday was still a killer day, right? That morning session was really good. I just didn't think we'd turn the jets on. But once I started watching the news and the flow off the lows, once the options shifted and the delta shifted, and if you see the games, I kept warning everyone in Discord, like, you have to understand the games. The narration from Trump very much shifted, all right? It shifted from war to I'm going to stop the war in Russia. That's a random thing to say, a bit out of the blue when you haven't done it, isn't it? Okay, level up. To Anthropic and AI is now being used by the American military. What, that same thing you said was never going to be used by the government and we should be careful of it. AI caught a bid. Tech starts moving up, right? You have to see, like, the games of, like, how do we keep the market from losing the big CTA level, which would cause, like, a big liquidation event. Okay, that's how we do it. We run news. We make sure we prop the market up. Okay, so they're going to come to this grey box. They lose this grey box. We're going to get very thin down to the next grey box. Traps can happen in between those two areas, I would say. What did I just miss there? Someone just asked something. Can you explain the Tyson trade from IB to VWAP? Yes, I can explain the Tyson trade. Absolutely. All right, seller just came in there at 35. The Tyson trade would be what we might see soon. All right, it would be a failed auction, or a failed auction even not clearing it out, and it would be this trade down here. All right, it would be a mean reversion trade from initial balance to VWAP. Doesn't mean it happens, but it's possible. The other Tyson trade, which we don't talk about so much, is a measured move, all right, off the initial balance. So if we were going to do a measured move today, we would be expecting this move up here into 300s. Well, what's up there at 300s that we think we could move in today? Why is there a grey box there if we're going to go there? Oh, there it is. It is the move into supply, all right? This is where we broke down from. Remember, it's where we trapped buyers a week ago. We washed down away from it. We're coming back. So if we base here, we can come up here. This will be the measured move. So these are both initial balance trades. It all depends if today we have an auction or a failed auction. If we have a positive auction, what would I expect today? I'd expect some form of trap like we've talked about, somewhere, something like this, all right, and complete that auction up into here. If we have a failed auction, it will be something like this and a collapse down into this right now. But at the moment, flows are pretty positive, aren't they? Everything's moving upside pretty aggressively right now. We've got imbalances down here into the 100s. And I tell you what, we lose this box though, and we get nasty because we're very thin in here. All right, here's into the 100s. Here's the imbalances. So watching this carefully to see if they trap around here for that lift back up. Host, my chart is 1 minute or 5 minutes. This is currently a 1 minute, buddy. All right, so we just held that level. Be very careful if they set a trap here. Spam bot. Grey boxes. How do you find them? Look at right above what you just said. What did Nightbot just say to you? Right, I draw them on manually. Right, some buyers turning up down here in that imbalance of 100s. Alicia, that's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. It's very, very sweet of you to do that. I will enjoy that beer. Maybe not in a weekday, but maybe at the weekend. All right, so they're going to come and test these levels down here and see if they can trap sellers in. All right, and they will want buyers to defend those levels. If buyers do successfully defend those levels and they trap sellers in, then I think there's a chance to come and break out of the high of day and auction higher. If we lose these levels down here, there will be a violent wash. So these levels here now are key over-unders, all right? Anything like this, anything like this, anything like that. We lose this, that would be the sell point. But until then, I'd say bullish flow is upside. We might just need to like do some consolidation here for a while if they really want to go any more upside. Doing my best to teach you guys as we go. Do I use fibs? Yeah, I do use fibs. We quite literally just used a fib, didn't we? For initial balance. We just measured the initial balance for a fib extension of it. Holding well here so far. I think it needs one more flush down and then just to see some really quick absorption, and then you're going to know, okay, buyers are not done with it. I think that would really help this market, a little flush down and absorption. But we're seeing some sellers get caught at 05s there. It's getting interesting. We're getting interesting. Let's move this out a bit because we've changed this level a little bit. Let's tidy this up. So sellers trying to defend this grey box to get a rotation from here. Buyers, I think, will be waiting for a false sell. All right, I think they'll be waiting for something like this. They might have already done it, but I think they'll be looking for this move. The buyers, they might have already done it. Like I said, this might be the start of it. They might be really shoving this up. Seller last came in at 34s, right? So the last seller came in at 34s, 35. So we go over 35s, potentially high of day. Sellers will want to defend 34s, 35s. Just based on order flows, where a big seller came in, he will not want price getting back over his lot. All right, so we have a look at this. This is where he came in, 35s. This is where I think they will want to let this market come down to, where this big buyer came in. A little trap and a reclaim, I think, would be somewhat healthy. All right, if they can revisit that 180 lot buyer towards 170s in this block, and if he's still here, all right, imagine he aggressively bought this. All right, if we do this and he's going to absorb it and sellers come flying in and we do that, it'd be very nice. If he's not there, then we're going to look for this rotation. Was that Ninja? Yes, it was Ninja. Okay, so here we go. So we might come into these 70s and we can see if this guy's here or not. I'm going to see if this guy's here or not. I think they might try and trap sellers down in this move. I know we were very, very squeezy up, but I'm not sure we're done with it yet. If they are, we can think about the downside, but I am not convinced we're done with it yet. And this would be, technically, would be the breakout pullback, wouldn't it? Because we talked about this. Right, if this is going to be the breakout pullback, although it's very aggressive, if we go breakout pullback, hold somewhere in here, complete the move. All right, if they collapse this, failed follow through, be right back down into the range again. So here's the move back towards the 70s we just talked about, into this grey box, and they might just do a little dunk under and reclaim, and we can watch that. So we know that guy was at 70s. If they lose 70s, there's a big wash, 70-point wash back down to 25,000s. So this is the area where I think buyers will try and absorb shorts down here, if they've not finished with the upside. All right, if they're like, we're fucking done with that, that was all we wanted to clear out the shorts, then we won't see them coming. So 70s so far being defended, well, 80s being defended actually. We haven't actually tested 70s yet. And this is previous week value area high, previous week point of control. If we reject this, it would be a look above and fail of previous week. All right, these are previous week levels. If this happens, this will be a look above and fail, and we can rotate back towards previous week POC, which will be somewhat of a nightmare. What's this level here? 25,000. I've got this wrong on this chart. Let's move this down. 25. 25? Where is 25? All the way down there. There we go. 2508. Okay, so here's the little 70s check. This is what's important now. And I think buyers will try and absorb around here. And if they lose it, 70-point failure coming. But I think buyers will try and set the trap around here. That's just what I think for one more little push back up. But we're about to find out. If they're not there, there's a big flush coming. They're trying to reclaim 80s and 90s here. So here's the battle. This is the battle. There's a little imbalance here at 65s, but like we're right at that level now, right where that buyer came in. So this is the big zone. They are bidding all the way down at 45s. So they're willing to have a wash here by the looks of it. Which I would say is somewhat dangerous if they're going to let it down there, that they lose control. Good hold of 70s. This is what I was thinking might happen. The tape's sort of telling me we can afford to go down to 45. So I don't think that would be good for those buyers. I think they would be really out of position if we do that move. Where would that be? Basically value area high there or thereabouts. So trap or flush here? We're about to find out. See how important these 70s are. See how we slow down for a moment at these 70s. Trap or flush? We are about to find out, folks. Big sellers coming in here. They're not getting their way yet. They're starting to get aggressive here, the sellers. They are so far being absorbed. And if we lift here, go through the 90s, then we're going to get going upside, I would imagine. 80s and 90s key. Get through that. This can really start lifting upside. If they've had too much selling down here and we don't move lower. Trap, trap, trap. Maybe. I mean, we're just stuck sideways. Nothing yet. No trigger yet, right? We're in this grey box, which is what we expect. We expected to come into this grey box. What happens now is important, all right? What happens now is important. One of these is about to happen. All right, either a little trap into low volume. What's this level here? 52s. Either a low trap, something like that, or we're going to reject it and just give the whole move back because this was a big squeeze. We can go straight up, straight back down. It's very possible. We're about to find out. Like I said, they keep bidding down towards 45 right now, which is not really what you want to see. I think that's a little dangerous for the buyers to do that, because if the sellers come in and wash them out, we're going to be at 25,000 very quickly. It's still just around this grey box right now. Not really moving here. We're just stuck. We are not really moving. Look at this. They're trying to fill these guys all the way down to 45s. Here they go. This is what I'm saying. For if I was a buyer, I wouldn't like seeing that. Personally, I don't want to see buyers just sit there stagnant underpriced, but they are absorbing the tape there. So this might be the move. Sellers just came in under 60s fairly aggressively. We're not moving lower than that right now. So if they start holding 60s and moving up, this might be the trap. I don't like that these buyers underneath haven't moved up. So I'm trying to teach you what I'm seeing. The guy at 45, 15, 25, the fact that they're just sat there, for me, is very bad as a buyer. Right, because you're just inviting price down. What you want to do is see them go, no, we're not going lower. No, no, no. And this is why you get a wash. So there you go. That's why I didn't like what I was seeing from the buyers there. It's inviting price lower. So trying to use the tape to make you understand, like, it's literally inviting price. Oh, let's come down even lower. Let's come down even lower. Rather than having a participant say, no, we're not moving lower. I'm going to start stepping in and trying to move price higher at this point. So now we've rejected this. We have to see what happens on a revisit in. And on a revisit in, they're going to make that decision of if we're going right the way back to 25,000. So not even strong enough to come and revisit that in yet. So we're about to find out. So revisit in and reclaim will be squeezed. Revisit in and rejection will be a short opportunity for you guys. And your short opportunity would have to be, oh no. It would have to be like short here, stop here, attacking this. That would be your short opportunity. Your long opportunity would be a reclaim of this. Long here, stop here, attacking this. Those are the two trades. Look at these buyers, still like moving down now at 30s and 25s. They're inviting price lower and lower and lower. So no one willing to kind of bid around this trap. Even though there's a seller came on here and got stuck, they're still not willing to bid here yet. We're still waiting for that revisit in. I still think this can be a trap, but we have to wait for this revisit in. I'm waiting to see if they let the buyers out at 70s. If they let the buyers out at 70s, then there's an upside move. If they reject 70s to 80s, there's a downside move coming. Could we do a sell again? Yeah, I literally just explained that. It would be really useful if you guys listened, because I don't want to keep explaining the same thing over and over again. I'm trying to teach you as I go, but I also would like to trade. So if you can listen, it would really help me, because I feel like I explain the trades over and over and over again to you guys. Where's this H1? Yeah, we're thick in here down to 957. 957. Okay. No, I'm not explaining initial balance. There's a video on my YouTube. Go and watch it. I'm not doing any more stuff, guys. You're like, it's getting ridiculous now. The amount of questions of people coming in here. Everything's on my YouTube for free. Why not just take a moment to go and learn it? Just take some time to go and learn it. It's on my YouTube. I would like to trade here as well. I'm not going to spend every day teaching you when the market's already open. Come on. Okay, watching this retest of 70s, and if there's a reclaim of 70s, I'm going to watch for a squeeze back up here. If they reject 70s, I'm going to think about the failure. Buyers coming in here. I'm still convinced that we might do a squeeze out here, but watching this, I'm willing to play both sides here, just waiting to see what happens on this test. There's a passive seller at 70s. Just want to see if he gets filled in lifts or not. I think we're going to bid through him. They're adding liquidity higher. They're trying to protect 80s above him. Haven't tested 70s yet. They defended in front of it, unfortunately. Big seller coming in here. This tape's moving mad. Waiting for this retest of 70s. If we find acceptance, I'm going to get long. Here's the retest of 70s. If we reject it, I'm going to get short. Here's the retest. Right, I'm putting someone long here. First attempt in, because I'm just seeing the CVD move shift really bullish. And if we get through 80s, I'm really looking good here. And I will add over 80s on holds over 80s. So a good hold of 70s. Need to get over 80s now. Nice hold of 70s. Get over 80s and start pushing and basing. Paid myself some there just in case. I want to see the squeeze now. I want to hold 70s, squeeze over 80s, reclaim 90s and get going into the imbalances above. Buying coming in here, not successful so far. They got to hold 70s here. I'm out. Always had another go. Really good. Get back through 80s again. Really nice. Much better. Need acceptance through the 80s now. Come on, buyers. Step up. These passive buyers down here, stop being fucking idiots. Come and step up. Come and step up. Here we go. Come and step up. That's better. That's better. Come and defend 80 now instead of 65s. Nice. Nice. Come back in, mate. You guys, this guy at 60 needs to step up. Don't like him being down there. Again, I'm risking 70s here. Already paid myself out. Again, it's this passive buyer down here, same as we had earlier. He's not willing to step up. He's just backed right off. This is what happens when you see this. If Indy's in chat, this is what we were talking about the other day, right? If I don't see the guys step up, I get more aggressive with my stop, because this is what can happen, this wash back down. So if you guys did play the short, you would have got stopped out to the tick if you were me, and we come straight back down. I'm still looking for the same kind of setups here. It's starting to get really washy in here. We did just set a lower high, but if they don't set the lower low here, we can reclaim and go again. But maybe they're going to let it go based on what we've now had. I really like the tape getting aggressive there, and then it just slowed right down. Yeah, I stopped break even on my runner as well. I paid some into towards the 90 and then stop break even. They might wash right the way down here now. If they lose this shelf, they can come right down into this level here. Still think they can trap here. It's just whether they want to revisit VWAP. Back to value area high. They reject grey box now. It's a better short. All right, here are comments I'm not going to answer anymore in chat. My position size is irrelevant to you because you don't even know what size account I'm trading. So why does it matter what my position size is? You should be positioning based on the account you're trading, the type of drawdown you have. If you don't understand that, the question you're asking is completely irrelevant. Please, guys, I'm here every day trying to help you, but some of the questions in chat are just getting ridiculous, right? Reclaiming 70s here now. I will get long again for this, long again. Seeing if we can squeeze through 80s now. And then if we get through 80s, I'm looking for expansion back over previous week value area high. Paying myself a little bit here into 80s. I would like to revisit high of day at this point. If we protect 80s, I'll be wrong again and stop out again. That's also fine. Need to find acceptance back through 80s. All the time we're holding over 68s, we look good. If we get over 80s and watching previous week value area high and 95s, we have a thin little nugget here. I need to get over this, right? So I'm watching this very carefully. I need to get over this and we're gone. This is what I was looking for, right? The trap down here, all right? But we're paying ourselves in here because I can be wrong if they're not done with it. This is looking better and better though. Previous week value area high coming up into 90s. Here we go. Some imbalances here into 100. We've got to watch this low level of liquidity here. We got to get over these 95s and start squeezing. Watching the 100 move here. And then we'll see how high we can go. Like I said, I will look for a trap down here. We got the trap. We're paying ourselves on the way, remember, because sellers can come back in. 100's a big level. 107s was also a big level. It's where we had a sell side imbalance. Now, any dip that now holds sort of 90s and 80s, we want to see buyers absorb it, all right, if we're going to go back to high of day. Big imbalance here. I would, like, 190 might be a lot to ask for out the gate, all right? You're going to have to find acceptance over initial balance first. So that's the first dip into 90s. Dip into 90s and 80s that hold will be good. If they dip and hold 90s and 80s, it'd be good. We'll just be careful that this isn't a two-leg which is resold into this grey box, right? So this is why we're paying ourselves on the way, because they might do this. I don't think they're going to do this. I think we're going to get expansion, but we will pay ourselves just in case, right? Just in case they do that. Because we're day traders, right? We're not here swinging. We're day traders. We can't position more than that. Really good. Come on then, baby. I want to test this seller up at 35s if possible. Into the grey box. So you should pay yourself a little piece here if you haven't already. And I would like to see this move up into 35s. So we're up 40 points here. And if we get 35s, it'd be really nice. If we get a breakout high day, it'd be great. But we paid ourselves some no matter what. For me, dips need to hold 80s. Don't really want to risk 70s again. Dips have got to hold 80s, ideally 90s. So this is looking good. Would you wait for the retest if you missed the entry? You got to be careful now, right? If this holds, yes, potentially. But we have to respect this block here, okay? We must respect this block here. And definitely we've got to respect 35s. 135s is where a big seller came in. So I'm somewhat expecting that seller to be up there again. All right, so if we squeeze through that, then we can really get motoring. All right, if we squeeze through that. But we know that 35s level, not only is it a gamma level, it was also an actual level on the tape. I can show you there's a big seller at that level. We need to get back above him. We get back above him, he's out of position, we will get a new high date. Looking great here now, folks. Really fucking good. Really, really good. Really, really good. So coming up towards the 35. So the trap working really nice for us today. We waited for it. We got it. $35's incoming. Don't be a dick for a tick. And then hold for expansion above it. Here we come. Testing the 35. Testing the 35. Here we go. Up towards this 35s. 34.50 is his actual level. Like if you want the exact level, it's 34.50. So pay yourself a bit into this and let's see if we can squeeze above him. We might need a pullback back towards the 10s here. Ideally, it holds 20s, but there is a little shelf down at 10s if they want to come for it. Right down into this. So we would want this to hold now. If we're going to complete this move, look, there's the gamma. We'd want this to hold now to complete this. All right, if we let go of this, I don't think I'm going to hold back to 95s. I think because then we're going to come 80s. I don't really want to hold this. So I'll hold versus sort of the teens, looking for expansion. So long here, paying ourselves here, looking for this now. If we let go of this, I'll be done with it. Can always wait for the next trade setup. Well, maybe we can get, I think we can get up here if they're really going to go mental today. I think we can get up into this grey box. I think we'll bust through that 220s, but we'll see. Right, there's the 35 check. You can see that reaction. Look at that, right into 35. So the seller's still there for now. I think we will pop him. Here we come. We're going to pop him. Let's go, baby. Let's go. High day coming. We got some imbalances above this from earlier last week. 50s and 60s. And then 190s and 200s. All right, I'm going to get refill coffee, use the bathroom, still in this trade. Let's move this stop up to protect it, and I'll be right back. In fact, move my TP up as well, just in case we go wild. All right, be right back. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Into an old imbalance there at 60. So it's a high day clear out. It's just holding on now. See if it's willing to hold on. See if it's willing to bid at sort of 30 now. I want to be very careful with a clear out and failure, obviously, up here. The failed breakout. But we have got a chance here, all right? We have got a chance to move up towards sort of 170s. So 170s, 270s. 270s? Yes, 270s. We've got a chance to move up to 270s up here, in my mind. All right, we're positioned long from down here, remember. So we're nice and long. We're almost 100 points up here already. If we get 270s, it'll be a 200-point trade. Let's go. So positive gamma in a squeeze. Yellow box is the squeeze. And I think we got a shot here. How high can we go is the question now. $20 points off high day. We're already at high day. This is high day, right? This is high day. We're already through high day. It's a question of how high can we go. We're just managing our runners now at this point. It's like, does she want to go to 270s, 280s? That's the only question now. Or is this going to be a failed breakout? Either way, we're locking in great money. Is there a good place to add here? I wouldn't say so. I think it's very high risk for an add up here now. If you look at the H1, we're into a new H1 here. We can definitely have a failed breakout up here. I wouldn't be too keen on adding up here if I was you. I think it's you literally, if you're buying here, you're literally buying the worst location of the day and of the week and of the last, well, not the last 2 weeks, but definitely you're buying the worst location since Feb 26th, right? I don't think you want to do that. Right, coffee's just brewed. Be right back. Hey, there we go. Stopped out. There's the pullback. Well, hopefully I stopped you buying a higher day. Hopefully I stopped you buying a higher day. They can still reload down here at 80s. But there's the fail break, right? So that's why we moved our stop nice and aggressive. There's your fail break. They can hold here or here, but we want to be careful now. We might rotate here for a bit. All right, and the more volume we build out here without breaking higher, the more dangerous this becomes, or the more probable that becomes. I'm now out of this, folks, and I won't be adding long up here. Just past a 50k eval. Hey, congratulations, nice work. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. I love IB rejection. It's so good. Thank you for teaching me. You're welcome. Chart. Why do you keep spamming chat? Please stop spamming chat. Stop spamming chat. No, this is my own flow zone indicator. You can get it on my website, flowzonetrader.com. A version of it comes for free with the beginner to advanced course. All the links are above. Shorts now, not for me, we're still in bullish order flow, but if we start rejecting up here, the problem is now for shorts. I'll tell you the problem for shorts. Yes, you've had a failed breakout of here. Yes, you could argue a failed auction. Yes, point of control's moved higher. The problem is this. If you didn't have this guy here, right, if we'd just gone like this becomes much better. Your RR right now is really tough, right? So you can get a 20s. Oh, it's not that bad, I guess. You can get a small trade down to here, but if they absorb that, we can do this for a while. The better short trade, right, for me, is going to come if we do this, do a fail break, come under, do this, and then that rotation back in. But the problem is as well, like we talked about, remember what we talked about on the H1. That's why I say to you guys all the time, watch the H1. It's why yesterday I was short bias and today I was more long bias, right? Yesterday, Tuesday, we were looking to sell to these lows, and ideally I wanted it lower, but we didn't do it. Once we pivoted over, right, and we held, right, this is overnight held. This was your best buying opportunity. This is what I wanted to do today, right? I wanted to buy that. After that, this is your next best buying opportunity. After that, we're breaking out, right? This is a big squeeze. Look, we're up, what, 400 points in this squeeze? Clearing out these stops. You would need liquidity to be built here for a while, more than 5 minutes, right? Maybe an hour, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. But you want some liquidity to be built here if we're truly going to come up into this. But you better know that this area, we trade through this very quickly. So this is still available. We cannot deny that this could be a second leg. Leg one, I'd imagine leg two is the same length. If we just like, probably from that pullback. Yeah, from the pullback, pretty much the same length. So we've got a two leg. It is possible we fail from here, all right? The best legs to play is what? The first leg, ideally. Second leg might come all the way down here. And now we've cleared out. less reason to go higher. If we come down here and fail, we go back in that short again. It gets trickier and trickier, like as we sort of rotate through all these phases. Welcome to the team. Thank you. Thank both for joining. Welcome to the team. Mate, I stumbled on your channel on Friday. I think I've been watching along since then, and today I decided to jump into the beginning of the stream. You're absolutely phenomenal. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks for reading Order Flow. You're welcome. Is that point of control previous day low a market indicator of yours for the community? No, you just draw it on. You have to draw it on yourself. I think the guys in Discord have made one that you can do for free. But I manually draw everything on, and I teach you how to do it all in the courses. New to the channel, I just did $2,000 today on my Apex eval. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. Morning, Alex. With your membership, do you speak and explain trades with your members in Discord or members only in YouTube? In Discord. Yeah, in Discord, we go over everything each morning and in the afternoon if I'm looking for a setup, and even overnight. And there's lots of other guys in there as well who are great traders. It's a small Discord, still only, I don't know, 250 people or something, but it's the way we like it. It's a small Discord full of people who trade the same way. I'm up 800, tried and passed a 50k. Thank you so much for education. I'm going to buy the course, my first payout. Nice, man. Well, look forward to working with you. Back to VWAP. It's possible, but like I said, the problem we're looking for VWAP right now is we've set a trap down here. Right, there's the two-leg pullback. All right, there's a fail to break under. There's where shorts got caught. We break out. We can still hold this. All right, so that thinking that we have to come back here, it can come back there. That would be the Tyson trade that we talk about. But we can still hold this level. Look at this node. All right, the market is welcome to hold this. So all I'm saying is if you are short versus IB or here, right, you better be paying yourself some into this level. You can then hold the runner for down there, right? But there's no guarantee we are coming down there. If it wants to hold here and do this all day, it will. If it wants to hold here and do this, it will. If it lets go, you get paid. But you should be positioning yourself, if you're going to play the IB, if this is the trade you're playing, you should position yourself here. And for a day like today, I would be paying yourself some into this shelf because of how we've built out liquidity. That's all I'm saying. Because of how we've built it out. Won't trade today. I don't feel up for it. Mate, I would say that's really good trading. Most people can't do what you just said. If you don't feel up to it, don't trade. It's so important. Right, everyone got annoyed yesterday thinking I'd missed the long. I chose not to take the long. It was a choice. It wasn't even a choice on stream. I'd chosen earlier that morning and told my community. Do I stream every day? Yeah, Monday to Friday, 9:15 all the way into lunch. Best to get here at 9:15 because I talk about the setups I'm looking for rather than joining a bit late and trying to scramble. Back-to-back 5K days. Thanks very much. I look forward to buying the course when I start to get payouts. Both these accounts were below 148K. Now they're both on the way to passing. Nice. So here's TP1 for you guys who are playing the IB failure. TP2 would be down here into VWAP. TP3 would be all the way down here into the lows, which I don't think we're going to get today, but we can't rule it out. Maybe you guys get the whole move. But you must be paying yourself some into this grey box. You absolutely have to. You lose this grey box and stay heavy on a retest, you're in, right? You get this, you're going to get that, I would imagine. And you lose this shelf here, you can pay yourself some into 942. So it'd be like TP1, TP2, TP3, and if you got lucky down here, TP4, you'd give the whole day back. We can't rule that out. But please pay yourself some into this current grey box, just in case, folks. We have to respect volume. And it looks good for you guys so far. Do I trade the afternoon also? If there's a good setup, I will trade it in my community, yeah, but not on YouTube. New to the channel, can you say something about your general strategy? Not really, because I have many different setups. Most of my setups are about trap traders, whether it's higher time frame or lower time frame. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's a general strategy, but first of all, I'm looking for the type of environment. Are we in a range rotation or are we in a trending environment? Then I'm looking to see on a higher time frame who's recently failed. Yesterday, shorts failed and we returned into range. So technically, we have positive bullish control to go to the other side of that range. So I was leaning bullish in a neutral range at that point. So then I'm looking for what? Lower time frame potential plays where shorts get caught lower time frame to exploit them to use the pain to run out the higher time frame shorts. That's when we moved up today. Now we've completed that move. Possibly we go stagnant for a while. That's kind of it. I'm always trying to play higher time frame moves. So like yesterday, we were looking for the higher time frame breakdowns into these blue boxes. We hit TP1. All right, we were looking for pops that failed yesterday. Or is it yesterday? It was yesterday, wasn't it? We were looking for morning drives that failed down into here. I wanted this cleaned out. We didn't. All right, once we came into here, I'm done. Leave that alone. That's the leave alone. Now that we failed to break lower, shorts got stuck down here. So we're looking for bullish rotation to here. If we hold this, maybe we come up to here. If we lose this level, we probably rotate back into balance. All right, so it's not like one strategy. This whole idea of one strategy for life and all this fucking malarkey, it's like you can't trade the same strategy if the market environment's different. At least in my mind, it doesn't make any sense if you can't understand the environment of the market. Are we in a rotation? Are we in a trend? That's the first thing that you have to understand, and then you can understand what you're looking to do. In a rotation, we play edges. In a trend, we play dips or pops if you're fading it, right? Oh my God. Nice, ZT. Nice. What Apex account would I recommend and how do they work? Loads of videos on my YouTube for that. Depends if you're a newer trader or not. If you're experienced, I'd say the 150k end of day drawdowns are really good. I would never advise them if it was a trailing drawdown for 150k, but the end of days are good. If you're not experienced, start at 25 or 50k. We'll just start there. What country am I in? I'm in Los Angeles. But we start, when I say 9:15 a.m., it's based on New York. So there you go. There's your TP1 hit. We based out in this volume, right? So buyers are still trying to protect this level, right? And they will try and rotate now up to here. And it's possible we can do this for a while. It's possible. Until you lose this, you want to be very careful. So if you're short from here, you should have paid yourself. I would say you would not want, well, you don't really want it to reclaim 16s, but maybe you want to move your stop to 29s and risk 16s. And like, hopefully it comes up and rejects that and does this for you. But you definitely don't want to have your stop up here anymore. And if you wanted to, you could move your stop versus this shelf. But I mean, it's likely that we revisit that shelf soon. What is the volume and order flow course that you have with your program? I don't understand what you mean, Scott. That I have with the program. Sorry, mate. I don't understand. There's a course. It's available. Links are down below, or flowzonetrader.com. There's a volume and order flow course there you can take if you're interested. There's no pressure. There's tons of my stuff on YouTube for free. Alex, if I make 7,000 over a week and the payout is 3,000, am I able to take the minimum each day to get max payout the following week? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Cedric. I don't even know what account you're talking about. Is that an Apex account? So you need to get over 3,000 for payout and you've made 7,000. Am I able to take minimum each day to get payout? Yes. Sorry, I understand what you mean. Yes, you are. You are. Just hit the minimum requirements. Yes. What's the difference? What between the 20-hour course and the order flow course? Well, one's just for volume and order flow, so it's like very advanced for that stuff, and the other will teach you from complete beginner all the way through. So the 20-hour one will get you, if you don't know anything from trading, all the way to advanced trading strategies, understanding, you know, how the market moves and why it moves, and it comes with Discord for free as well, and a version of these indicators for free. It's 20 hours on demand. The volume and order flow course is 6 hours, doesn't come with anything else. Was there an opportunity to add on this short? I don't really like the ad there at 95s. Like for me, the opportunity would have either been up here in a rejection or under here in a rejection. I don't really like the ads up here personally, but to each their own. We rejected gamma. Surprise, surprise. It's just the options traders right now having fun. You look good for this now, I would say. You look good for this now. You break these stops, you'll probably get that in one go. Fingers crossed for you lot. who are in it. I really hope you get it. POC just moved down. Yeah, it did. It did. No one-on-ones with traders. We do group stuff, but no one-on-ones. I just don't have the time, guys. I don't have the time. I have like multiple other businesses and a wife and friends and everything. I do enough here already. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. It depends on what account you're on, Duke. It depends on the type of account you're on and how many payouts you're in. On a 50k, it's two grand. But if bigger accounts, bigger payouts. I have a 50k Apex account. I did more than 3k. What's happening now? Is it on a PA? Well, if you've hit all the requirements, you just need to go into the dashboard. It'll tell you if you've hit the requirements at the end of the day. And then if you can get a payout, you can take it. You have to hit the requirements. It depends on whether you're on an old account or a new account. So that's why if you reject here, you're going to get VWAP. If you reject here, you should get VWAP. If you reject this, you do not want a reclaim of 83s now. All right. If you reject this, you should get this. Remember, this is where they keep dipping and holding. So you should have paid yourself. But if you reject 83s now, you should get VWAP. Well, you would not want to see this reclaim 83s again. Really would not want to see that, which it's trying to do at the moment. That I don't like it doing stuff like that, but that's the NQ for you. Hard to get good follow through these days. Well, it's just the environment, right? It's the environment. Look, it's the environment. We've moved. Everyone's that's looking for a sell, you have to understand. This can be the hourly pullback for this. It can. It might be a whole session pullback, right? We could do this all day and tomorrow do this. We could do this all day and then tomorrow do this. But the environment has gone from a range to potentially trying to hold over this range. Remember, this is the top side of this balance range, right? If we pitch and hold here, we've got to shoot a shot to come up to 280s, right? So here's the balance. Can we find acceptance over this balance? We will extend current week balance, this right here. We can extend it up here, can't we? So the environment shifted. Potentially. If they hold it. If they hold it. Do I ever trade ES in this stream? I don't trade it, Chris, but we go over it in the morning. But personally, I don't trade it. If I was going to be swing, though, I tell you what, if I was going to be a swing trader, I'd rather be swing position on ES because I think it's less likely to run your stops. I think NQ goes for those liquidity runs and stop hunts a bit harder. ES tends to respect volume better. So if I was positioning in a swing, I'd much rather position in a swing in ES, personally. Uwe, I'm here on stream every day. It's given me an incredible amount of knowledge. Thanks so much. Still need to work on my mindset. Thank you. You're welcome. Do I give trade signals here? No. I'm not a signal bot. I mean, I do tell you what I'm looking at, but I'm not. I even tell you when I'm in sometimes, but I'm not a signal bot. I'm here to teach you the best I can. Would I rather a cash account or Apex if I only had 26k? For me or for you, it depends. Like, are you comfortable trading? 26k is more than enough to trade a cash account with, but are you proven and profitable? Alex, how do the order flow tools on Ninja compare to Bookmap? If you can't afford Bookmap, could you trade order flow off just the Ninja Trader tools? Yeah, you could. You could. There's no heat map on there, but you could get the delta and footprint and everything like that for free. Yeah, lots of positive gex. There is. I mean, above 805, we're positive, right? And we're holding up here. This is a big level, though, this 95s, right? It's the highest positive net gex level. So it's the highest resistance wall right now here. So we might drift. If it's the Gex traders, we might drift down to 10s, which is also VWAP, and that's the next call wall, right? So we might drift down to here. What's my thoughts on ticks charts versus time-based charts? Yeah, ticks charts are good. It's to each their own, man. To each their own. Honestly, just find something that's comfortable with you. There's no such thing as like this is better or that's bad. It honestly, it just comes down to personal preference. But tick charts can be very useful. You're welcome, Jay. Hi, just got here. Looking for shorts or longs now, please. I'm not looking for anything. We've had this whole move up. We're in bullish order flow. You know, we were buying this. We were buying 70s, wasn't it? We were buying this. We were buying this, and we bought this. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 trades here, and now I'm not looking for anything. Just neutral at the moment while we build out liquidity. Higher time frame, I think, wants to lift, but it just depends whether they're going to do it today. I think there's a chance to come up here if they are willing to base out, but I think we need, you know, to build out liquidity here for a while, right? On a higher time frame, even if we go to an hourly, right? We need to build out this because that would allow us, right, to create stops to move up if we're going to do it. And it would also allow us, if we really want to do a deep dive, to come under it, reject it, and move down. I don't really want to trade in this right now. We've done a big move, right? We were long all morning. For me, it's just chill time. Let the market build out liquidity. There's not always a trade. People that come in and say, are we long or short? Long or short, what are we doing? How about neutral? How about nothing? How about that? Is that not a position? How about cash? There's not always a trade on, guys. Bob, do you think the market's going right now lower or higher? On what time frame? I don't know what, like, I need. What do you mean? On like a weekly, this year, this quarter, in the next 5 minutes? Like, what are we talking about here? That's a serious question. I'm not even joking. I'm serious. I thought, and I've maintained, that we have 3 months of buyers trapped overhead. But it's very clear that this market is unwilling to break down right now. Do I think we can curl over? Yes. Less and less likely, because we're starting to reclaim range and go up to the top side. So the further up we go, the less likely that breakdown is going to become at the moment. So if you were short, I'd be out of this now. Personally, if you were that IB short, I'd personally, it's up to you. If you took the IB rejection, you should have covered some into this shelf like we talked about, because we don't know if it can move lower. It had the chance to do this. It didn't do it. We're already reclaiming. It's looking like it wants to come up here now. You want to be very careful. But like I said, this is boxed in. They will rotate this until they're ready. All right, they're going to keep rotating. Some of you, I said, you can add there, risk this. It's not a trade I would take personally, but it's to each their own. For me, I'm leave alone in this zone right now. Let them figure it out and build some liquidity for a bit. I don't use percentage stops on trades, guys. Like, no. Do you mean percentage of your account? Maybe you mean. It all depends on what kind of setup I'm taking. Looks like we're making a head and shoulders. I mean, only if you break this. I mean, looks to me like they've just tried to break down here and couldn't. And if they absorb this, they're now into this node. So we're just going from Lewis Hamilton trade, like we call it, as a bit of a joke. We go on box, and this might hold this box and come to this box. And if we get above this box, it's going to go here. If we get below this box, it will come to this box. All right, we're in box mode right now. But shorts had the chance here to break down. They failed. Look, 3 drives. 1, 2, 3. Held, squeeze. If they hold above this now, then all these sellers will get caught again. How are we doing on the likes? Are we near a giveaway? Absolutely nowhere near. Right, we're way short. We need over 1,000 likes and we'll do some giveaways. The grey box from New York session, yeah, volume that you're seeing on this chart. Some of them are from overnight when I put them in, like these are higher time frame levels. Do I trade news in long term or trade ICT in long term? How about I don't trade any of those? Alicia, have I got anything today? Yeah, we were long off the gate. I was long on this breakout long here. Breakout long. I was long on at 70s down here for the reclaim here. And I think again here. And then I think we were long this reclaim here and add and got a piece of this. Didn't get the whole move. And then I was also long on this trap down here. So I had one go here, took partial, break even, and then had another go again and got the whole move. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, this is trade 4, I guess, but that was 2 attempts in that one. So there's actually 2 attempts down here as well to get the same trade. But we were long biased all morning. Long bias all morning for this move. Yeah, it's been really nice, Adam. It's been a cleaner day. It's been a cleaner day. I was a bit concerned in the morning, if I'm honest. Once we started doing this, mate, and between these levels, right? These chop zones again. But once we got through this, it was really nice. Mag all like looking really good. The swings are absolutely printing right now. The biggest problem right now is I can't get any more size on. That's a good problem to have. My biggest problem right now is I can't get more size on. Netflix can't break the 100. I haven't taken profit yet. I'm gonna hold this for years. I just want pullbacks to come back in and hold. But yeah, Netflix printing, Apple printing, Robinhood printing, Oracle printing, AMD printing, Meta printing, iBet printing, Amazon now starting to really print, and I'm fucking sized up in that, and I'll continue to size up on that. Microsoft also starting to print. I want more size on that as well. I posted some of those in this morning in Discord. Yeah, looking good. So like we talked about, 3 drive fail down there. 1, 2, 3, pivot above. They're holding this now. They're going to try and lift it. We just talked about it, right? Hopefully it's helped some of you. What time frame is best for entries? No such thing. Like some of these questions, guys, there's no such thing as this is best or do this or this has to happen, or there's no such thing. There's what's best for you and what your expectations are. I can tell you what I like, but it might not be what you like, right? I like executing on the lowest possible time frame, normally a 1 minute chart. My analysis is very rarely done on a 1 minute chart. My bigger time frame analysis, I'm looking at daily levels, weekly levels, hourly levels. And then I'm watching order flow on a 5 minute and a tick basis, okay? Because Bookmap is tick basis. And then I execute on a 1 minute chart. That doesn't mean that's the best for you, okay? Is non-farm payrolls good time to pass through emails? Well, pass or fail, yeah. If you're thinking about sending it, if that's what you're saying. I've never tried wealth charts, no. Daryl, yeah, I think it's possible, mate. It's asking a lot, but that's what I've been saying. Like this grey box up here, if we build enough liquidity out here, right, I think we're going to range here for a while. If we build enough liquidity out here, you got to think that's basically a flag on an H1, and the drift up will be to try and get it to here. Now, they haven't priced it in on the options chain yet, but I think there's a chance to get back up into this. Yes, I agree, because we're thin, right? We're very, very thin in this area. If we just zoom out, 5 minutes should do enough. All right. Once we get above here, there's no volume. All right. We went straight up and we went straight down, and we can reprice this level here into where we got thick. So I think 280s. I don't know if we get 300s. Maybe we'll get 300s and all the way back into the naked POC again. But it's possible. I don't know if we're going to do it today, though, mate. It's not that I don't think it's possible. I don't know if we're going to do it today. It might be after such a big move the last few days. You got to remember, we're up another 373 points today. We're basically up 400 points today. We closed net positive yesterday. So if we just zoom out again. So yesterday, failed to break lower. Remember, I was looking for this move here. I was positioned short for this move down into here. Didn't get it. All right, got absorbed at the gamma wall. Breakout, pullback, holds this level. There's your W, holds this level. Holds this level, reclaim, pullback, liquidity, drive, pullback, liquidity, drive, liquidity. It's possible. It's also possible that the market needs a breather, because we've moved from 350s to, let's call it 150s. We've moved, what was that, like 800 plus points, right? In one day and a morning session, right? It's possible we might need to come back here and then do that. If we lose this, if we come back here and we can't bid, this is still possible. I'm not ruling this out, but at the moment, it's not in play. But if we lose this, think about this, what this looks like if I clean this up. All right. If we don't bid this and we lose this, this is a quasi, isn't it? All right, and then we have a liquidity build with trap buyers again to move lower. What happened last time we did that? Over here. Lower. All right, same thing. There's your line. All right, same thing. All right, fail breakout, lower. So I'm not ruling that out, but at the moment the drift higher looks like it's possible. Yes. Alex, how do I invest in individual stocks? Standard broker. Yes, standard broker, mate. I use 212 because it's free. So I don't get any commissions. How do I manage emotions? Well, I don't always. You would have seen me fairly pissed off on stream yesterday when I'm burnt out. But I said to you today, I'm going to size down and be careful. I didn't even know if I was going to trade today. But it's just by learning how you feel and stuff. Big sellers coming in here, folks. Jesus, they're piling in here. Piling in here on the tape. Wow. You guys saying here. 9th Green Day, thank you, and done. Nice work. What tick volume do I use? Well, it's right here in Bookmap above me. My order flow is in 2 tick. I don't use a tick chart as per se. If you're thinking a 50 tick chart or a 1,000 tick chart, I don't use a tick chart. But what you look at in Bookmap is basically ticks, right? Because we're not moving like 1 minute candles, are we? We're moving tick to tick. We're moving based on aggressive delta. They're still just bouncing around up here. That's why I've lost interest up here. Guys, we need to get the likes up. I really want to do a giveaway for you guys, so let's get the likes up. How do I get additional levels on the gamma indicator? What do you mean additional levels, Joanne? You mean the ones further out? You would have to change it. So if you want further on, so I'm looking at 0 DTE, but you could have every expiry, 0 DTE, further ones out. It all depends what you're looking at. I have them on different charts, so I'm looking at different things on different charts right now. So if I got here, yeah, so 0 DTE is priced in over 95s, right? So under 95s, we're going to come 25 10s, but we're in big positive gamma on the day. But they haven't put another level in 0 DTE above us, so then we go to the first next one, which would be the 300s, which is probably a weekly, I'm guessing. I don't give them too much attention, right? It's just like it's more about if they line up with my thesis and understanding what's happening in that moment. It's not like I'm a big options trader. It's just like, does this line up with my thesis? Yes. So if we're going to explode here, have they priced in up here? Yes. Okay. Does that fit my narrative? Yes, because my narrative is 280 up to here right now. So we can squeeze, and this is what it's saying. Yellow is a squeeze. So it fits my narrative to think, it's potential that we come up there. It's just I've lost positioning now. Unfortunately, they've knocked me out a few times. We were long, and we were long, right? So we had chances to hold all day to get up here. But this last one was my last attempt to get up here, and I went to the bathroom and got knocked out on that stop. And that's fine. Made the money, right? We made the money. I don't know if I can do it, Duke. I can try and have a look. That would be a good way to do it. I'll see if there's a way to do that. Do I think Nasdaq will go lower this week? We've got contracting Bollinger Bands. I don't know if we're going to move lower. I think we've probably put the low of week in at the moment, based on a weekly model. All right, if we think about the weekly model, I'm not going to teach it here because I'm not going to give too much edge, but those who've done the course, if we think about the weekly model, all right, we're already doing one part of it. We might well come up to this top Bollinger Band, right? If NFP is strong and stuff, if they like it, which will be into this low volume node, and it would be the top side of this where we keep failing to break out. So if we come 300, hold dips to 25,000, I'd be looking for that for the end of the week. And we've got contracting Bollinger Bands again. And we're going to have to make our mind up because we are either going to get a giant rip end of Q1 or a giant puke, because we cannot have contracting Bollinger Bands with this much volume against tight shelves this way and not go for a giant move. It's going to happen. Something really nasty is going to happen soon, which is why I'm being somewhat careful. But we're seeing flow come back in. All the stuff catching a bid is like software. Remember, tech's been one of the weakest sectors this year. Really weak this year, and software's catching a bid. And if bigger tech starts to catch a bid as well, which it's starting to, we might lift. Like, look at Nvidia. Its forward PE ratio is fucking pathetic right now. They haven't priced it in. It's actually a better long-term buy than AMD, which, I mean, I'm not buying it up here, but it is, technically speaking. Daniel Bailey, no, never heard of him. Why did I leave the UK? Because my wife got offered a job and we were ready for a change, so we took the change. No, Discord's only with the beginner to advanced course. So if you're starting out and you want like a good rounded foundation, start there, I'd say. It's 20 hours. My classes cost as much as Patrick Nill's, do they? I mean, doesn't mean he's a good trader, like a good teacher. I think my class is a good value, mate. I don't charge any subscription, and I give away everything in there. All my students get a lot of time and attention for me. They get a Discord and a stream and indicators and me available all the time. I doubt he gives you that. No payment for Discord. It comes for free when you do the beginner to advanced course. No monthly fees, nothing like that. What's the one thing I hate about LA? Probably how expensive it is, I guess. I think it's an absolute rip. Taxes. What's on the top right? It's part of my indicator right here. So it's just telling you that order flow right now, lower time frames wants to move higher. We're in bull up, and higher time frames in moving higher. So we have momentum upside. So we don't fight that momentum. Traffic, yeah, traffic can be bad. I don't think it's as people talk about. It's like it's worse than the UK. It's not. I mean, I've sat in traffic in the UK. I'd say the drivers here are shit. Drivers here are so shit. It's a joke. They don't indicate. They don't use their mirrors. They undertake. They didn't. I've talked to people here before, and they're like, I don't even know what undertaking is. It's like they're not taught anything. It's an absolute joke. Daily, I'm ignoring that comment, mate. It's the third time you've put it. I'm not answering it for a reason. I'm not answering it for a reason. I'm not going to get into the politics and stuff, but I'm sure it's an honest question, but I'm just not going to get into it. Do I like the US better than the UK? It's just different. I like the outdoors more. You know, it's sunny for me. I live in Los Angeles, so it's sunny for me 330 days of the year. I'm 5 minutes from the beach. I'm 1 hour from the mountains. I can ski every year. I can surf most days if I wanted to. I can go climbing. It's great for my dog. I love it. It's clean where I am. Really nice people, but it's very expensive. LA has the best tacos. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just because of the amount of South Americans here. We have great tacos. Or as they call them here, tacos. Taco. Oh my God. Yeah, let's go and get a taco. Come with me as I go to this new taco restaurant in Los Angeles. Oh my God. The polo was so good. Muy picante. Fuck you know. Social media is the worst. Muy picante, yeah. Yeah, my wife's English. I could not cope with a Valley girl. Oh my God. I'm not hating on any of you. I can't do it. I can't. Manhattan Beach. Yeah, I surf down there. El Segundo. It's not the best waves though. They're pretty dumpy. I haven't surfed down there for ages. I haven't surfed for ages. All right, so coming to revisit IB. All right, so buyers will now want to hold. You want to be careful now because now you've had 3 drives. Right, so buyers have the opportunity to hold this and complete this auction up. If they fail this after 3 drives, you are more likely now to see this wash. Okay. We're still in an uptrend. I'm just saying, if you fail under this now becomes more probable because they've had 1, 2, 3 attempts. And my bias is still that I think it wants to get up here. It's just whether it wants to do it today or not. Crypto catching a bid. Yeah, everything catching a bid's great. My swings are all up massive. It's fantastic. Flow coming back into the market. It's great. Why entered each one? Yeah. What, on the swings? Yeah, okay. I can show you. We'll go over that quickly while this market's... So Netflix. All right, came right down. I would have liked it even lower. All right, big level here. Old pivot, right? If we go, I mean, it won't even be able to do the swing, but this pullback, all right, 45% pullback on Netflix after taking out swing stops. All right, so buyers got wrecked under here. I want to buy their liquidity underneath versus this. I was looking for ads in here. It was oversold. It was oversold with software. Everyone's selling it because of the Paramount deal, which is now off, which is why we're now printing back up. And if we look at the volume, all right, we can see we came down into this big node. All right, and I was adding on these moves down, and I wanted to really add all my size down here. So now you can see there's a node here. What I'd really like now is a pullback to hold, and I'll add dips for this move right the way back up, and I'll be looking for this move, all right, for a swing for multiple years, right? I'm looking for a multi-year swing. Same story on most of the stuff I've looked at. Softy, which has started to catch a bid today. Same kind of story, right? Here's your pivot. This is where buyers last came in. This is the taco buy. Tariffs. Here are tariffs. Okay, back into this level. Running the swing stops who placed their bid here. Starting to bid this now for this move up. I don't even mind if we come under here. All right, but I'm starting to position myself for this move up. It's the same with everything I'm in. It's the same thing. I'm not buying up here. I'm buying discount, right? For a swing position, for a move back up. I'm buying a good stock in discount. Oracle is actually the one I like the least in terms of its fundamentals, but it's paying well because it's deep in discount. All right, so discount buy. I still think the problem with this is the debt scenario. All right, but we're drifting back in. We're getting a reaction from here. Same thing on Hood, right? Same thing on Hood. Everyone chased Hood at the highs, all right? There you go. There's my pullback into golden zone versus here, starting to find a bid, right? And I'll add more in here if it becomes available. But I've already paid myself on this. Already started paying myself. You're going to see it's software across the board got oversold. Way, way, way oversold. All right, so at least a bid is coming in on software. And on the names that I really like, I'm willing to hold, like Netflix and stuff. I'm willing to hold for a long time. Dustin, why do you keep saying what an absolute joke? What's a joke, mate? What are you upset about? What do I think of the Prime Minister or in the UK? Twat. Complete bellend twat. This is what happens in the UK. People are not going to like this. They're not going to like this. And maybe you guys in the UK are not going to like this. But this is the cycle in the UK that always happens. Conservatives come in and they go into capital preservation and trying to grow the economy and growth. Eventually what happens is a bunch of dickhead conservatives take power and they piss everyone off, right? They piss everyone off and greed takes over, but they actually protect the middle class. But middle class don't understand that they're being protected. So what do? They vote for change, right? You get a swing vote from Conservative to Labour. Labour coming in, promise that they're going to do all these things or not do certain stuff. And what do Labour historically do? They fucking trash the economy. They make it very hard for people to live because their broader understanding for finance is none. So they have the big left vote, but they don't protect the middle class. And then what happens is you guys get shafted and end up paying extortionate amounts of taxes. And then you get a 4-year position with Labour, and then everyone goes, fuck, why did we vote them in? And then we swing right back to Conservatives, and we get the same thing over and over again. It's no different to most places in the world, right? It's pretty much the same in the States. You get a swing vote one way, and then everyone goes, why the fuck did we do that? And then you get a swing vote at the other. And the truth is, it doesn't matter what party you're voting for. Most of them are complete cretins and they don't have your best interest. If you actually looked at any manifesto from any government ever of what they promise before they get in and what they deliver, I reckon less than 1% of it would be delivered. Here, let's look at the Trump one. I will shut down the war. I speak to Vlad and I say, Vlad, no more war. You're not doing that. 8 days. I get it shut down in 8 days. Hey, we're a year later, bud. I'm going to stop 8 wars around the world. 8 wars. I should get a Nobel Prize. I should get a Nobel Prize. You just started another one. Manifesto. Didn't work, did it? Didn't fucking work. Same with Labour. We won't tax you. We won't tax you. Taxes are never going to go up. We won't tax you. No, 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 no. Taxes have gone up. They fucked everyone. This is not about left or right. I don't care who you vote for. That is your right. It's absolutely your right to vote for whoever you want. It's just that they're all assholes. They're all assholes. And that's the truth of it. They are all assholes. They don't care about you. They care about the money in their fucking pockets or their egos. They've never cared about us. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Thanks for the stream, Alex. Going to head out, overtraded, disappointed, pretty disciplined for a while now, but lost control. We'll come back stronger tomorrow. Yeah, just chalk it off, mate. It happens. It happens. I feel like I did that a bit yesterday, to be honest. I pushed one extra trade, which I didn't need to, but I posted it in Discord last night. It was important to show the losses. Yesterday, after stream. So I took a lick on one of my accounts yesterday. It happens. It happens. Just we can't win everything, and we're human and we make errors, right? We make errors. We sometimes do things we shouldn't do. So just, if you've got like what I call like tilt delta, cumulative tilt delta, if you come to the screens tomorrow and you haven't let go of it, just don't trade. Just don't trade. Just take the time out. Rachel Reeves. Oh, she's a fucking knob, mate. Can't stand her. Can't stand her voice. She drives me mad. Oi, Harry. Leave it alone. Anchored volume profile you're looking at. It's a tool. Anchored volume profile. Look at BTC. You can have a quick look at BTC. All right, so there you go. Shorts failed to break down there. Compression. You're still in a sell. All right, you're just seeing relief. Did we undercut? We did. We did the undercut. There's the stop run. There's your trigger where they probably got long in here. Let's have a look at the volume. Yeah, big volume shift there. So they probably got long in there in the undercut for the relief. And let's just pin this out. I've got to go quite a long way back. See if it will even draw it. It might be too far. All right, so you'd be watching for relief now. You'd want dips to hold into sort of 67s, and you'd want to be paying yourself into 74s, 76s, 78s, and into this pivot here at 80s, right? I would not be surprised to see failure up here, all right? Because this, okay, we've undercut. We protected this. We're lifting. Right, this, you're going to see people start to take profits into these areas, right? Institutions, right? And then it's going to be about, do we hold a higher low there and do this? Or is this, all right, the failure and coming back down to POC? All right, that's the question. This is why the trade is from here to here, and you can hold a runner. If you get that, great. If they reject this, you want to be, if you get this, great. If they reject and cannot hold a bid at 70s or 67s, if they can't hold a bid here for a higher low, then you look more probable for a rotation down on BTC. Don't get like, everyone's getting so caught up because the market's moving off the lows. Like all the markets are moving off the lows, but like just zoom out a bit. Like, look, zoom out a bit on all the markets. We're not going anywhere, folks. Right? Since September, we're not going anywhere. We're really not going anywhere. All right? If we let go of this, I'll tell you what, we're going somewhere. If we get above this, we're going somewhere. But right now, we're not going anywhere. So don't get too caught up and chase the market as it comes back into a mean. The worst thing to do would be to get long back into a mean reversion. Don't do that. Don't let yourself do that. Anything on journaling? I think I just talked about journaling recently in that most recent video. Alex, before you mentioned how to pass quickly by a zone. So if we get there, why does it increase the risk of failing and reversing? As you mentioned recently, how we passed very quickly. I'm not sure what you mean, Enzo. Sorry. Do I see more of a breakup or breakdown? Like I talked about, the problem now with the breakout is you've had 3 drives. So if we lose this, I think there's more likely to come and clean out some of these stops. We already talked about it, right? I think it wants to come up here, but I think the probability is that it needs to come down here and reset. All right, that's what I think. I wouldn't be long up here like I talked about. Like if you were long from the beginning of the day, like we were, if you were long in these down here or even this, you can afford to like set your stop here if you really wanted and hope that you get that drift. But this is getting more and more liable for this to happen at some point. Doesn't have to be today. All right, it might be that we get stuck here, they wash it overnight or tomorrow, and then maybe we rebid up. We're just gonna have to see. Like each day is moving so much at the moment, folks. I don't want to think too far ahead. We just have to see. Like I might come back at lunch and we might be all the way down here for all I know. You know, one headline can change everything right now. You know, what if we get something come out saying, you know, I don't know. I don't even want to say it, but nuclear arms found, or some insane thing like that, or attack on America, or truce has been done, war's over. All right, we just don't know. We are so headline exposed right now. Do I prefer TradingView or NinjaTrader for my pro system indicator? For me personally, TradingView, NinjaTrader. For me personally, NinjaTrader. I just think it's cleaner, and I prefer execute on NinjaTrader. Always have. How many points do I give a trade to confirm and invalid? It's not about points. It's about structure. It's got nothing to do with points. All right. So if we were long, I forget what level we were long here. When we got long here, right? If we failed this low, I'd have been out, right? Because structurally, we would have then washed. Same kind of story here. If you got long here, right, you'd have to risk this low. If you fail that low, you're out. It's not about points. It's all about positioning. It's not about points. Points is completely irrelevant. Same with your targets. When people target, oh, I'm going to target 8 ticks or 5 points or 20 points or 1,000,000 points. It doesn't matter what you're making up in your head. All that matters is where's the liquidity. All right, if we're long here, we're trying to get up to this liquidity. It's that simple. We're going to pay ourselves into this pool and then this pool, right? We don't make an imaginary thing of like, oh, I'm coming up here because I've decided I want to get. Well, who says that trade can go there? Markets only moving from liquidity to liquidity. All right, so we create liquidity, we leave liquidity, we create liquidity, we hold liquidity, we test other side. If we want to hold this, we'll go here. If we fail this liquidity, we'll come back down to this. All right, that's all we do. All right, it's an auction, isn't it? This is deemed too cheap, so we search for new prices. That's too expensive, that's too cheap, that's too expensive. Okay, we're in balance. Right, we agree that this is a balanced range. Okay, if it's too cheap, we're going to search for a new price where maybe we might try and find balance again. That would be a price where, for a moment in time, we went sideways. Right, so we're going to test this area, and they will probably say, this is too expensive, and they'll make us come back down to where we came from. I would imagine. Doesn't have to, but I would imagine. No giveaway today. Well, we haven't hit the amount of likes, so we'll do a course giveaway. We're not going to do anything else. We didn't get up there. We didn't get up there in time. We'll do one course giveaway. So introduction course. Just type course once. We'll do a giveaway for it. Where's my mouse? Can't even see my mouse. There it is. Give you guys a couple more minutes. All right, let's pull this winner. FK Chicken. Today's winner, FK Chicken. Are you here? Let me know you're here, mate. FK Chicken. Yeah, nice. All right, introduction course on the way to you. Just send me an email, please, buddy. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. I'll sort you out with that introduction course. We continue to be squeeze up territory here, so I'd be very careful. I would not be a new money long, but if you are holding longs, I will tell you what you're looking for right now. Oh my days. Is there anything else on QQQ? We're running out of targets. All right, SPY max move today right now I'd say is 88. You'll need to hold 85s. Lose 85s, the whole thing gives back. I would not be a new money long. I think this will peter out soon, honestly. We've done a lot of chop up here for a while. If you manage to get your running to go and they turn on the jets, all right, these are your targets up here. They've only priced in here for options, but I think there's a chance to get up here, and this might well move up here later. But like I said, I wouldn't be a new money long when you're doing multiple drives. If you start letting go of these, this can definitely happen today. All right, we can reprice back down to here. So just be careful. All right, I wouldn't position yourself short guessing the tops, but like if you're going to position yourself, just like you guys who played this earlier, or this one, I can't remember which one, you pay yourself each time and you hold in case it lets go, in case it wants to let go of that range. But I think there is a strong possibility we just range for a while now, and maybe little pokes above and pokes below and stuff like that for the rest of the day. So I've kind of lost interest at this at that point. When you get the intro course for 2 hours and then you get a 10-hour course, it's a 20-hour course. It's a 2-hour prequel. It's just like some light coverage for that. But if you do the 2-hour course, you get, I think it's like $100 off the main course. So anyone that wins the 2-hour course, they actually get some money off the main course. Yeah, we've calmed down on it. It's because we've hit key levels, right? So no one wants to be a new money long up here. Like, people just don't, right? You just got to think we've extended, right? 400 points or whatever it is. Yeah, 400 points. All right, we're up 400 points. We've extended. right? Who's buying this for that? Not me. Not me. They need more shorts trapped in. So they need something like this, really. Right? That's what they're really going to want. They're going to want a pullback to hold. Now, if they don't hold and we get under here, shorts become valid because it means we've lost previous week levels, and then the shorts back down for the end of week become valid. But I'm not going to talk about that until we get there. We can deal with that if and when it becomes available. Thanks for joining, Marco. Appreciate it. Marco Lara. Great name. Related to Brian Lara? That would be cool. That would be cool. How often do I backtest? Never anymore. Those days are long gone. FK check-in, info@flowzonetrader.com. Info@flowzonetrader.com. Can I confirm that shorts are caught? What, in current price? Yeah. All right, these are the big sellers. So you need to get under these guys, really. These are the guys keep selling the lows at 50s, right? So they keep getting stuck at 50s, and we saw absorption there at 32s, right? That's green line's absorption. So we saw absorption at 32s until you let go of these sellers, and then you can revisit the next lot of sellers. Where did the big buying come in this morning? Remember that 180 lot we talked about? Early buying down here for the squeeze, but I'll be watching 69s. All right, 69s and then 25,000. So like if they collapse under these sellers, if you got like a, can I draw a line? Right, if you got a backside move under IB, you'd be watching this move into VPOC at 70 and then potentially into this block down here where all the big buying came in this morning. I don't think we'll revisit lower than that unless you have bad news, but it's potential we create a range here. I could imagine. Do they have a pathing on this thing? I don't even know if they have one. This is why I don't teach on it, because I know where nothing is. Is there a pathing? There we go. You might get something. You could get something like this. All right, maybe a test. And if you got lucky, you'd get that move there. All right, but I don't think we're going to move beyond that. And upside, all these imbalances are yet to be filled. Right, all these imbalances are yet to be filled. These date back, a long time now. All right, into this block. I need to pull this out. I was wondering where that was. Right, thin in here. Price up into there possible. 280s, 300s possible. All right, folks. Happy trading today. Hope you had a good day. Should have been green. If you were trading with me, you should be green. How I use ATR? To be honest, I use ATR just on a 1 minute. I only use ATR on a 1 minute just to see how volatile the market is. Because if we've got like a 50, 60 point ATR, I've got to size down. If the ATR is normal and like 20 and below, then I can use normal sizing. I've been trading 26 years and I wish I had Alex's knowledge back when I started. Alex smarter than you all know. And you want to listen to Alex and have the knowledge he shares. Thanks, Neil. That's very kind of you. I'm on a Lucid 25k account. Do I think it's good to trade later today? I don't know, man. I can't. I don't have a. I wish I had a magic ball. Like honestly, if we all had a little 8 ball, are we going to hit 25,000 without dropping any lower? Yes, obviously I'd go mental along, wouldn't I? I don't have the answers, guys. I can only trade what's happening in front of me. Our jobs as traders are to come up with plans and wait for the trades to come into those areas and then execute their plans. I can't do any more than that, guys. That's all I can do. When my plans work, we get nice moves. When my plans are wrong, I either stop out or I don't trade. That's literally all I can do, folks. That's all I can do. For volume footprint on TradingView, is there a specific time frame you prefer? No, not at all. 5 minute. If you're new to watching it and you're intraday trading, I'd watch the 5 minute, because over that you're probably going to struggle. All right, so do the last few bits here. You guys can see that. Moved it to a 5 minute. It's probably a bit easier for you guys to see. All right, so you can see where the sellers are getting stuck at the lows of these auctions, at the lows of the auctions, and we start pushing away. We do have buyers caught at high of day right now, and we have sellers caught down here, which is what we just talked about, with some imbalances below. So we had a big engulfing, came out, sellers tried to close that. I would say high of day right now looks sus. It looks sus. If we start leaving this, certainly if we start leaving 40s, there's the chance to move lower and fill some of these out. So this auction at the high looks pretty good. And if this seller starts to take control, I think you can see this. Definitely see this and possibly see this. But yeah, start on a 5. Start on a 5 if you're new to it. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Big love, especially all of you who are kind and positive. Just remember, folks, I'm only a human, all right? I'm here doing the best I can. Those of you who come in here each day and try and force hate on me and fucking talk shit, and some of you leaving 10, 20 comments overnight on my videos, spamming them, trying to like be nasty. Have a look at yourselves. Have a look at yourselves, all right? Instead of attacking someone else, have a look at yourselves, because I'm out here trying to help you. Genuinely. I don't care if you do my course or not. Don't do it. I don't care. I don't care if you use my codes or not. If you want to support the stream, use them. Great. If you don't, that's also fine. I'm here for free. I'm literally here for free trying to help you. Please, if that's not enough for you and you feel the need to hate me, you've got to ask yourself what's wrong with yourself, right? Because you are being ego-driven and fueled just to cause nastiness in the world. Just be better than that. Just be better than that, all right? There's a reason we're at war. It's because people aren't better than that. Do better, all right? Do better. Peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops. Take care.